What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. Apologize for the bit of delay there. Not gonna lie. After the fucking soft stream, I took me a super nap. Got up and just had to relax a little bit. So I was a little bit behind schedule. I relaxed a little bit more than I thought I should have. So that is on me. How are you doing this evening? I am Ed Honcho. This is the den. And again, as always, make sure I got this actually set up right. It is an honor, it is a privilege, and most of all, it is my pleasure to get to chop it up with you guys each and every night. I thank you for being here. You know, you could be anywhere else in the world, but you chose to join this wonderful community, this toxic community, and engage in some conversation. So now we're going to be talking about Oprah, and here's the thing. I'm like so on the celebrity shit. Like I tune in a little bit, I catch what I can here, but I honestly don't give too much of a shit. But so I've seen a thing about a lot of people talking about, well, Oprah, she's funding these documentaries, going after R. Kelly and going after Russell Simmons, and yet she kind of cozies up to some of these other guys and has pictures with people who allegedly have been accused, who not allegedly, but you've been accused, who have been said to have committed some of the same crimes or done the same deeds as some of these other guys. And some people say, well, it's because they're white men that Oprah is not, going against them because she's one of the Hollywood elite, and she knows that if she went against the others in the Hollywood elite, then it would pull the rug from under her and she would be in shambles. Some people say, well, it's just because she has better connections to those around the black people, the black guys who have done it. Again, some people say she has malice towards black men. I think when she was a bit younger, she came out and said that, when she was, I believe, molested by a cousin, an uncle, and a friend of the family, or something like that, and there were rumors about Oprah coming up in her career, how she came up. I don't know. Some people say she was Weinsteining. I don't know if that's a true fact. I don't know. I mean, she doesn't. Maybe that's why she hates. Maybe that's why she's getting it in with Gail. And Stedman's in a pool house somewhere. I think Stedman's just been a sham. He's been a paid pool boy for a long time. But anyway, we're gonna get into that today. And like I said, we're gonna discuss whatever else is on your mind this evening. But before we get deep into that, before we dive into the pool with the pool boy, I'm noticing, is it just me? I don't know if it was the shower water, but my eyes look like they've been red. It looks like I've been smoking big dope. I'm drug free. What a way to be. So, because it looked like they were kind of on the sauce earlier. Maybe last night too. I can't remember. But, like I said, we're going to get into it. We're going to see who we have joining us this evening. And then, like I said, we're going to dive in. We're going to have a good conversation tonight. See Miss Brenda Williams, Rashida Reed, Just Sarah, Coltrane, D the Gamma, what's the motherfucking deal? Sweetberry, what's the motherfucking deal? Oh man, Misty is me. What's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Master Race, Trey Jane, Bruh Lee, what's the motherfucking deal? Broderick, what's the motherfucking deal? Crash and Heartless, what's the motherfucking deal? What's the motherfucking deal, man? Let me see. I just noticed Trey James went from Trey James 19 to Trey James 20. Let's see. All right, what you got there, Master Race? Ooh, well, these days that's considered the same thing, right, Master Race? Hey yo, oh man. So there's that. Let's see. Let's have a good time, y'all. And I'm gonna like I said, we're gonna get in the two as we do, and I'm going to make sure crew gets a little bit of love tonight. I think I'm gonna go back to. I think honestly, I don't know. I've been tired, but y'all know. Like I said, I've been on the fast train, the money train. And so, like I said, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if it's. I probably need to fucking sleep more. That's probably a fucking good idea. But like I said, we're gonna get our two in, and we're gonna get some mixed crew love in. I don't know how late we're gonna go on the mixed crew, considering I don't have to get up early and do a game tomorrow for the Texans. But we will go from there. All right, everything else is kosher. That looks about appropriate. Everything else is in here. Because we can stick with this chat. I don't have to pop this chat out because that's already done. All right, so like I said, here's my deal, man. Do I think that Oprah has malice against black men? I don't know. Wouldn't be surprised if her and Whoopi have some leftover issues from a certain movie that they once participated in. You know, sometimes they say people, what is that? What do they call it when you get into a character like you really lock in method acting, right? Maybe they started method acting and never got out of the method. But here's my thing. We do know that Oprah is super pro-woman, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think that women need better role models. Is Oprah the best role model for black women? We'll talk about that because that's actually a whole topic I wanted to talk about that. Black women really don't have positive role models, but that's something we'll kind of get into in the future. But I guess with the few options that you have out there, you would say, on the surface, yeah, absolutely. She's the one. She's done well for herself. She's shown that you can come from nothing. That it doesn't matter what your looks, your size, or any of that stuff. That if you put your heart into it, you can do it. Because let's be honest, Oprah's not what you would consider the standard of American beauty, and she was able to have a successful talk show for many years. Probably one of the most popular talk shows in history. She's transferred that into her own network and several other things, and become a power player in Hollywood. So you would find that extremely interesting. But when it gets down to it, you start looking at it and you say, okay, well, she was behind. She was behind. I think the part of the surviving R. Kelly thing, the trial and situation, well, not the trial, but the movie, video, whatever, biopic, whatever you want to call it. I'm cutting this fucking Streamlabs chatbot off. It's a fucking piece of shit. She was behind that. Allegedly, like I said, there's supposed to be a Russell Simmons thing coming out. Apparently, Oprah's behind this, and it's like, hey, but you snuggled up to Weinstein. You snuggled up to God damn it, who's that other motherfucker? It's two or three motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And even for all the people, whether you support or against Trump, whatever it may be, like I say, for even all the Oprah lovers, they were people. Look, she's nosing up to Trump. He's grabbing her by the pussy. What's wrong with that, right? So my thoughts are like, what is her real agenda? Are you trying to? And we know a particular group definitely supports a particular ideology. Black feminists, I don't understand that. It really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Whatever. But they blame the black man for all their problems, and then somehow, I don't know, their situation is going to change by empowering each other, and that's cool. That's fine if you think that's what it takes. But we see the road that has led many of them down. And has Amanda Seales done several? I saw some Amanda Seales in. God damn, what's the fucking password? Wrong fucking password. That's why. I've seen some stuff about Amanda. Every time her name pops up, she does some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And so she's always on some goofball ass shit. But yet she's basically a fucking Me Too falsifier and a fucking predator, a stalker, a liar, and she's no better than, any of the rest of some of these shenanigan promoting people. This is tough, man. That's tough. This shit still ain't working. That's unfortunate. I was just saying stream live, but the fucking shit is not working. I don't know. Again, I don't get it. I don't know. This whole bot fiasco is terrible. But let me take it off the other thing because I don't like this. It's kind of spammy and it's bothersome. So. But, like I said, we're going to get into it. I want to know your thoughts. Maybe from those of you who have watched some of these things. Again, you don't ever see... And again, when people have certain agendas, they definitely avoid talking about other things. So you never see any mention of the things that women do. Most women will not talk about... Well, most Hollywood women will not talk about the negative things that women do. Quick to blame everything on men. Men are always the bad person. Men are the worst things on earth. And that's fine if you believe that, but you would have got here without one. Your mama's eggs they don't work like that. They need a little bit of stimulation, if you will. Where is the fucking stream bot? And then let's get into it because it's kind of like distracted here. Right here. You have no power here. All right, so that's off. All right. And let's see. Ron Lively, Heidi. What's the motherfucking deal? Okra. If it was okra, I'd love it. I love okra. You know what I'm saying? Rena Nunya, what's the motherfucking deal? Welcome. Hentai Samurai, what's the motherfucking deal? Welcome. I know that is probably not the name, but Hentai Samurai just sounds real cool, right? Doesn't it? And anybody else I may have missed, welcome. I hope you're all doing well. So, and trust me, I have the notes. I have everything recorded. So all you pre-pistachio wanting people, once these bots and things get proper, you will be adjusted accordingly. So, like I said, I can't just go back in there and do it manually, but I keep a record of who was here on time, so I know. But like I said, I want to know your thoughts, and I want to know how you feel. I want to know, there's people who are still going to stand behind R. Kelly for whatever reason. And here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. We knew R. Kelly was doing all this stuff, or whatever he was allegedly doing, way back when, right? But the powers that be kept everything under control because money was being made. All of a sudden, just like everything that's happening is 10 to 20 years old. And now it's the worst thing that's going on in the world. He needs to pay for his sins. K-Shot, what's the motherfucking deal? I may overlook K-Shot, I apologize. And now, he needs to rot in hell. I think it's kind of fucked up in one of two ways. Should you pay for what you've done? Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Right? But like I said, when this has been public knowledge, pretty much public knowledge, this is all information. This ain't new information that you're just coming across. There's nothing new about any of the things that you are discovering about some of these entertainers. But again, once the money stops flowing, well, the litigation starts going. And the reason why I say it's fucked up is because it's different if you press charges on them then when they did it, and they beat trial or they whatever happens. But when you wait till it's 10 to 20 years later, after you've had this information and known this information, regardless of the people, because people have known this, they just didn't care. It just got brought back up to their attention because of some documentary. Now we're gung-ho on it, and it's crazy because entertainment and how it controls the world it's frightening, honestly. And so then after you've rushed it under the rug all this time, then you want to come get him. I think that's kind of fucked up in the sense of you knew about it then, you should have attacked then. The man gets sentenced to however long. If it's life, whatever. But he pays his dues. You get back on with if you get integrated back into society or whatever the fuck happens with you, and you move forward, you get to live your little bit of life or whatever happens. But now it's kind of like, it's no good to us. We've already thrown you away. We've already ostracized you. Now we're gonna go ahead and lock you up. Now we're gonna do all this, and then depending on what happens, it's a possibility. He could be locked up forever and then die in jail. So like I said, this reinvigorating people, riling people up, 20 years after the fact, to me is kind of fucking stupid, but it is what it is. You can eventually have to take care of your dues if you maybe don't do it in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So they needed to take R. Kelly. What? R. Kelly wasn't hurting nobody. R. Kelly wasn't hurting no Mo Younger. R. Kelly was out there hurting somebody old, ain't he? He had them two little, he fooled them two little goofballs. But other than that, and trust me, they were all right. And part of the thing is too. Part of the thing is too is just like those girls were extreme. How do you get introduced to R. Kelly? Of course, your parents do it. A lot of these celebrities, parents do it. I've seen lots of older rock stars. Who's that kid from? Who's the dude? I can't remember the group. Sugar Ray, I think, was the group. And he talked about it. Like they talked about how all these young women are presented to him. How parents, Nugent talked about how parents signed their daughters over to him. Signed, like basically gave him guardianship of their daughters. Like, so this is nothing new. This is just because we're in the day and age of everybody knows everybody's business and we don't give a fuck about your privacy. If you're famous, we're going to violate you. And, you know, if you're a headline, if you're a story, we're going to talk about it. This is where we are, right? And again, don't do foul shit. Don't do stupid shit. And you wouldn't have you wouldn't have any issues with this. But, you know what I'm saying? He said entertainment is decentralized. Yeah, I agree. And I agree. And that's part of it, though, like I said. But I think that it's a good thing. I won't say it's a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing now that, you know, entertainment is somewhat in the hands of the people, but a lot of these platforms that still control how you get it there, it's not 100% decentralized. It's still, you know, we still got a ways to go, but it's getting there. It's getting there. We already know female pimp. Say something new. Exactly, right? Shit, probably less than that. Probably fucking, what was this, 2020 now? Maybe fucking 60, 70 years ago, people were still all on that. So, like I said, man, you know, it is what it is. Charlene, fantastic. What's the motherfucking deal? But what it is like I said, the narrative here is that Oprah, being amongst the entertainment and the Hollywood elite, you know, so many people that have been on Epstein's jets and all of this stuff, all of these people, they all have a connection. They all fucking mingle, whether it's politicians, whether it's entertainers, any of them. That I'm sure she knows a lot more about other people too, aside from just Russell Simmons, aside from just R. Kelly, and, you know, individuals like that. But you hardly ever see her mingling with black men. You know, black women, yeah, absolutely no problem. Promote them, push them to the forefront. But you hardly ever see her promoting anything with black men, unless maybe they're gay black men. You've seen her promote a few books from people who were frauds, but those were not black men. And so my thing is, let's talk about it. Does Oprah Winfrey hate black men? And that's what I want to know your thoughts. And again, some of you may be more in tune to this than I am. And I remember Mr. Kenneth, he had kind of brought this up the other day. Not honorable mention Kenneth, new Kenneth. And so, new Kenneth had kind of brought this up, and I want to talk about this sooner, but I think this is one of the topics that got pushed back because of whatever. Well, come on now, we know why. What's going on with Tyler Perry? And again, he's a Hollywood power player. We know all the other stuff going on with that. So, you know, it is what it is. But give me 1 second, and then we're going to. Oh, I seen that. I seen that on. Oh yeah, that person who's angry. How dare you pick something better to talk about? And yeah, I don't give a fuck about that person. I don't even know who that is. I fucking hate Heidi. Somebody okay, pick your battles. Like, yeah. And here's something about me, man. 99% of the time, not about the topic per se, but with thumbnails, with the description, sometimes the other posts and other things. I'm trolling a little bit, right? I am trolling a little bit. Everybody, whether you agree or disagree, I'm trolling everybody a little bit. That's the whole point. Like, I definitely do it. I'm not hiding it. You know, it ain't a secret. Water tastes so good when it's the only fucking thing you're consuming. And somebody got upset. Look at all the people. It's about promoting. I don't want to be deceptive. I don't think I'm being deceptive. I rock with y'all. Y'all fuck with me. I rock with y'all, right? I rock with y'all. And I appreciate you and each and every one of you. Even if you come in here and I can't completely disagree with what I'm talking about, but as long as we're respectful, as long as we're having a back and forth and a commentary and an understanding, I fuck with you. But what I cannot stand are two things. One is a person who makes a complete assumption before taking in any information. and just assuming that they know what's going on. Like, I cannot stand a person who just assumes, well, everything, this is what's happening. This is what you're saying. Like, maybe you want to hear what's going on first. You know what I'm saying? And then formulate your opinion. Or if you have an opinion, then express your opinion. Go back and forth. I hate those kind of people. 2, I hate a person. Okay, so maybe 3, Heidi. But 2, I hate a person who says that I'm saying something that I did not say. And that's the thing that is bothersome. And it's like, and I word things a certain way for a specific reason. I'm usually not making hard statements in my descriptions. It's kind of a little vague for you to decipher your own opinion, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it is what it is. Is it not Friday? Why can't I? Yeah. Yes, I'm on a water fast right now. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna open up the line here because I know I'm gonna start getting off track. But I'm not gonna lie. See, I break all my fast terribly, like in the worst fucking way, right? And I said I was gonna do 10 days. And see how I felt, it did 10 days and just go from there. But fucking watching football and fucking Professor Trill, man. Fucking Professor Trill, during the Soft Sports we have a Discord, so we chat. And I have a Discord for the Den, for the Patreon supporters. I want to kind of get that. I know not everybody likes using all these different various crazy apps and shit like that. But I think it's good to have. It's a kind of a chat conversation. Like, kind of like you're in the chat now. You can participate like in that 24/7. So if you're a Patreon supporter, let me know and I'll show you how to. If you don't know how to get your Discord set up, I'll work with you to help you get that done. And if you do have a Discord and you're a Patreon supporter, I will send you the link. May start doing some interesting things with that because Discord has a lot of features. But yeah, man, this motherfucker sends a picture of, and it's the nigga. I mean, just a beautiful plate of fucking oxtails, and them bitches look so fucking good, dog. And I don't have an issue driving past fast food restaurants or anything like that. You're not really seeing the food. You see the little posters on the stuff, and it's no big deal. But it's the commercials. And I know these commercials are lying to me. I know it because I've eaten the food, right? I know these commercials are lying to me. It doesn't look as good as they make them seem. The fucking pizza, they put extra paste on it so the cheese looks all sticky when they pull it off. The burgers never look that well. They're usually mashed up and fucked up. But it's just, I understand how marketing works on weak minds. And sometimes my mind gets weak. But I don't even think it's about being weak. It's just like, you just crave the taste of something different. But yeah, watching these goddamn football, football, they're promoting fucking wings and fucking all the worst shit for you, right? All the terrible shit, all the shit that kills you. But I want it. I want it bad, baby. I want it. So, I need to stay strong, stay standing. Because I am very tempted to say, 7 days isn't so bad. What's extra 3 days? Let me just do 7 days and ruin it all by eating a whole fucking pizza. But I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna hold it out. Try my best to hold it out till Christmas. Just depends on how these energy levels keep going. Like, 'cause when I'm up early, I have a lot of energy. I'm cool. But as it gets later on through the day, I've been getting a little bit tired. So we'll see how that works. We'll see what we do from there. Give me 1 second, and let's get this party cracking, player. Do 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 do. Fuck, it's not gonna load if you're doing this. All right, with this. Hey, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
You made your boy Roman.
Roman, what's going on, Roman? How are you feeling this evening, Roman?
Man, I'm feeling good. Honcho, I know this is the den, but I got some good news for you, man.
What is the good news, sir?
No, you remember I told you I'm related to the Charlotte twins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, they gonna come. They gonna come down to Houston for the holidays, man. So I got you this Christmas.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. Look, eventually, you talk some love. Look, we might have to make Roman a mod or some shit.
Oh
Uh,
no, trust me, I talked to him a little bit, man. So I got you, man. I don't know, shout out something to call. You gonna get some on Christmas. I got you, man.
man, that's what's happening, man. That's love right there.
Yeah, so don't worry about that, man. 'Cause I had to shout out soft out, man.
Yeah, already.
But let me get on to the topic at hand.
Okay.
I don't like Oprah, man.
Okay.
I don't. The thing is, man, Oprah. This is how it is with Hollywood, Honcho.
Yeah.
You know, to be big in Hollywood as a black person is how much you got to sell yourself. You get what I mean? How much you have to do to be on an elite level, to have that love and that respect, and to not, get out of turn. I feel like when it comes to Hollywood, especially black people in Hollywood, that have these high levels, they're on a script. If you follow that script, you never get controversy that comes to you. So, good example, Jay-Z is on the script. Ain't nothing gonna come out about Jay-Z because Jay-Z is doing what these white people want him to do. Same thing with Oprah. What makes no sense is you were cool with Michael Jackson for over 20-some years. You did the famous interview at Neverland. As soon as he did, a lack of evidence, you believe in these lies, not even doing your research, but to make a couple dollars, you do an interview with these dudes?
Yeah.
So what that tell you? You get what I mean? That's what I mean by following the script. You do what you have to do. You get what I mean? These people follow a script, and nothing is ever going to be said about them. You get what I mean? This is why they don't like Bill Cosby, Honcho, because Bill stepped out of line. He went out of script. He tried to buy 3 networks. A black person buying networks? That they don't like that. You stepping out of bounds. That's not what you're supposed to do. So what I'm saying here, getting back to Oprah, is that Oprah is doing what they want her to do. She is meant, because as she's this black figure, like they like to say, to destroy us. She's destroying black men. She's destroying people she's been cool with for 20, 30 years. She's been cool with Ron Simmons 20, 30 years, man. But now a couple of accusers come out and you do documentaries. You get what I mean? It shows how cool were you, or were you saying a front? You get what I mean? Yeah. It's messed up, and she is at the forefront of everything. You ever look at the award shows, how white people adore Oprah? My sister put me on that shit. Oprah don't do shit. What Oprah do for the people? Make own? You get what I mean? Has and have-nots? The reason why she don't go at somebody like Tyler Perry bitch ass also on the script too. This nigga dressing up as women, you get what I mean? And that's how he got his fame, dressing up as an old ass lady, giving off black stereotypes of the mean old, black lady. You get what I mean? Shit they want us to look, shit they want us to look like. You get what I mean? That's why she don't get on Tyler Perry. That's why Tyler Perry's loved in that place. Tyler Perry also on the script. It's on the script of how much you're willing to sell for something. And Oprah don't give a damn. Oprah want to collect her business. You get what I mean? She knows the people to attack and not to attack. She's not going to go attack Harvey Weinstein. You know why, Honcho? Because that's stepping off, like I say, that's getting off script. He's an elitist. He is called the elite group of Hollywood. You don't mess with Harvey Weinstein. And mess with somebody like Harvey Weinstein, she off script. Now, I bet you, if Oprah ever wants to do a documentary about somebody like Harvey Weinstein, or we'll hear 1,000 reports about Oprah. You get what I mean? Out of nowhere, how she was a fraud, how she was doing something with money, how all this shit. You get what I mean? You don't hear this shit when you're on script. When you're doing everything you're supposed to, nothing is said about you. But when you start to step out the bounds and start to be different and start to realize with my fame and my wealth what I can do, they come after your ass. And Oprah's just a perfect example of that, man. She's no good for black people, man. She's especially no good for black men. Because she promotes black women and everything she does, but black men always looked at as bad. As Oh, look at you go after what? Two black men making documentaries and series and specials about them. How much more you want to do? It's just it's a mess. She's a mess, Honcho. She is, man.
All right. I'm looking at this post, and I'm finna troll and trigger. And I agree. Like I say, I think Hollywood has again, but it's like I don't even know, because at this point, once you have so much fame, once you have so much power, and like I say, unless they got some Oprah sex tapes that they finna drop or something, and nobody wants to watch that. I mean, what can anybody
she probably
do?
do with Gail ass.
Oh,
I mean,
terrible stuff. But I mean, what can you really do to ruin it? All right, Ms. Bell, thank you for coming through. What can you really do to ruin? Like, in your opinion, what can somebody really do to ruin Oprah if she wasn't sticking to the script, or if any of these other people weren't? I mean, they have enough assets. What could you really do to ruin them?
Oprah is you can't stop Oprah. Oprah is going to have to stop herself. She's going to have to, like I said, get off script, because they protect the people that's promoting what they want to promote. Think about it. Look at these rappers promoting this negative stereotype on black men and black women. The Young Thugs, the Cardi B, the Nicki Minaj, all that shit. They stay around because they like what they're promoting. They're getting people to understand and listen to that shit and start to make that shit normal. No nigga needs to be wearing a dress, Honcho. But you know what? They're going to keep Young Thug, because if he makes a catchy song, people going to fuck with him. And, oh, well, Young Thug wearing it, I'm going to wear it. Oprah said it, I'm going to do it. You get what I mean? Not researching, not realizing what game they're pinning you in. They're trapping your ass. Nobody's going to stop Oprah except Oprah, because she is protected by the elite. She is protected by the top dogs in Hollywood, because she's doing their bidding. She's doing everything she wants to do. You know what I mean? Nobody's stopping Oprah. Oprah, they have gifted Oprah with a goddamn network, with a damn a food chain, with the goddamn frozen food. They have gifted her with books. They have gifted her with a TV show. They have gifted Oprah everything. So now what Oprah has to do? You have to do everything we say, and we want you to take down these powerful black men. But before this, Ron Simmons, respected. Michael Jackson, respected. Always respect. You get what I mean? And now you take something that happened probably 20, 30 years ago, probably taken off context, and bam, destroying their image. You get what I mean? It's sad, but you don't want to go attack Harvey Weinstein when you have way more pictures with him. That's your buddy. That, like I say, he is an elite. You don't attack him. When you attack him, it's on your ass. So, to answer your question, Honcho, it is no taking out Oprah, man. She's too high up in it. And the only person that can take down Oprah is herself. And, like I say, as a black person, as a black celebrity, you have to do a lot to realize and to be on those top levels. Jay-Z and Beyonce do it all the time. You get what I mean? Because you can be somebody like, for example, like Michael. Michael was beloved by everybody, and he still is beloved by most. But as soon as he started to have issues with Sony about publishing rights, about owning his music, when he bought the fucking Beatles, that was a problem, because you stepped out of character. You stepped out the script. Niggas ain't supposed to own white people's music. That's a problem. And then the allegations happened in 9 Degree about the child molesting shit. And then from there, it's just a downward spiral. You get accused. Then about a year or so ago, this documentary comes out, ruined his image even more. Correct. They hate Michael because Michael stepped out of character.
Was she part of that one too? I think she had something to do with that documentary too, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong.
Yes, she did. She had a special about it. Okay. Like after the documentary, she had a special with the bitch ass liars about that shit.
Yes.
You get what I mean? She's a part of the script. Let's think about this, Honcho. Michael's beloved by everybody, right? But Michael will always still be beloved by black people, because Michael is black. Yeah, I know, with the police, the white shit, but Michael is still black. He never said he wasn't. You get what I mean? And you take somebody that they feel like is a powerful black figure in the black community, like Oprah, that a lot of black people are ignorant still like this woman, and you make her interview these white dudes. You get what I mean? So to make Oprah agrees with these men. I should agree because, Oprah says everything right. Oprah is for the people. Oprah, she is a full honcho. That's all she is. The thing is, we can get Oprah, somebody that's to them a big, black, powerful figure. We can get people to start hating Michael Jackson. Not just Michael, other black men, Ron Simmons, all other people. Let's start to hate them. Because you know what Oprah is saying, and what Oprah says is right. That's it. That's it, Honcho. That's why I can't stand Oprah.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Roman, I appreciate you calling in, getting the party started this evening, and we'll see what some of the other folks got to say. But that's
man, anytime. I'm ready to hear some calls, man.
Already. Well, that's a bet. Shout out to Roman, and
Man.
appreciate it.
Everybody have a good night, man.
No, don't tell nobody no good night. Forget to hope everybody.
Nah, shut up, Honcho. You rude ass nigga.
All right, Roman, just give me a hard time, man. Shout out to Roman, man. Let me see. I think everything else should be everything else. Okay, so let's talk about it. Yasmin, Kenneth, prepaid, 17. What's the motherfucking deal? Delta Echo Golf, and anybody else who may, and Tulio, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, I just saw that. I saw a little clip of that. I'm mad that I thought it was actually a later fight and that I missed it. Oh, tough. And let me see. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Chocolate Factory. What is that all about? It's intriguing, right? The premise of that album. So, look, hey, I'll tell you what. All right, you can say whatever you want to say. You can say whatever you want to say about R. Kelly, and you can say whatever you want to say about Oprah. And if you're on Oprah's side, fine. If you're on R. Kelly's side, fine. But I'll tell you what, Oprah ain't never got me no pussy. R. Kelly has gotten me a lot of hype and a lot of action, and for that, I thank him, even though he's probably done some questionable things. Vita Swan, what's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the den. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who got called into the den line this evening?
What's going on, Honcho?
Kenneth.
Damn right.
How are you this evening, Mr. Kenneth?
I'm blessed and highly favored like the Clark sisters.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Life is good, man. I can't complain. Just ready to get through these next couple of days so I can actually enjoy some good food. Other than that, I have no complaints. So I guess I do have a complaint, but it is what it is. Well, what's on your mind there, Mr. Kenneth?
Well, who's cooking? Who's cooking? You cooking? Your family cooking?
Ain't no nothing cooking. I'm fasting till the end of Christmas. So like about Christmas Day midnight, which means after everything is over with, then that's when I'm ending my fast. So I'm just drinking a lot of water and.
Oh, I didn't know you were doing a fast.
Yeah,
is it like a spiritual fast, or is it like health?
Nah, I do them occasionally, just because more for I guess the disciplinary aspects of it. I guess you could say discipline. I guess you could say mental, whatever it is. But like I said, I just feel like it's necessary. Cleanse myself before we move into a new decade. Get myself in a good position, and like I say, start just kind of cleaning up my act as a whole. So 10-day fast. Yeah. So
that's really good to hear for sure. It definitely takes strength to do that, and more so mental strength, if anything else. Because I did that shit for a day, and I was over it.
Man, look at the day. Look, that's the toughest part. Once you get past that day, man, well, I ain't gonna last like day one and day 3, and on your first couple of them, that day 3 can be a little sketchy. But once you get past day 3, everything past that is just timing and patience. Because you're not really hungry after day 3. It's just this water is boring. I want something with flavor. Stuff like that kind of situation.
Yeah, but don't you have headaches though? Because when I did, I had mad headaches.
I had headaches one time that I did it, but it wasn't because of the fasting. It was because I realized that I was also consuming a shit ton of caffeine, and the immediate withdrawal from all that caffeine was what was causing me the headaches. It wasn't the lack of food or anything like that.
Oh, well, I was definitely the opposite. But big ups to you on this. I mean, this is a big thing to do. Many people don't do it, Even when they say they do it, they really don't do it. They be bullshit. You know, motherfuckers be bullshitting. I'm fasting.
Yeah.
Fasting for the Lord. Fasting for the Lord. You can fast your damn mouth shut. Fast up.
Well, damn.
But look, though.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple of things to talk about, Honcho.
All right, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I've been missing out on a, few days thing. But I see shit, I started the one yesterday, but I ended up falling asleep. I was so tired. I was up there for like 30 minutes, and I was like knocked out with my computer in my lap. And then I woke up like at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, damn. But I missed the one before that, too. Y'all was talking about the Trump shit.
Yes.
So can I touch on that and the Oprah?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, first of all, T.I.'s trash. Let's begin with that. T.I.'s definitely trash. I don't respect T.I. He uses a bunch of big words and uses them incorrectly. He literally talks like a person who's been to jail for 5 years and became a Muslim all of a sudden and reading all these books and shit. That's what he gives me. He's a dumb motherfucker.
From Don't Be a Menace, the one fish,
Yeah.
2 fish, red fish.
Yeah, just like that motherfucker. Just a damn dumb. He's a dumb motherfucker. Trying to play smart. And when you put yourself out there, like sooner or later, people will catch on.
Yes.
People catch on to how dumb you are.
Yes.
So I think we as a community, we've pretty much caught on to his bullshit, and that's why he's been laying low recently after the whole hymen. Like I didn't even know what a fucking hymen was before the bullshit hymen shit. I didn't even know. Now that I do know, I don't care to know even after. I don't even know how to spell it. It's not my thing. Yeah, T.I. ain't shit. And the whole political party itself, I believe they're all actors. Everyone is actor. These people get paid to act.
Yes.
And I think they are following a script. And they're actors, and they're getting us as the people all, getting our panties in a bunch and fighting with one another, with each other, and we fighting over nothing because it's all fake. I believe it's all fake. The voting shit. Let me tell you something. When I was in high school, right, I didn't like this girl. In high school. I couldn't stand her guts. But she was running for homecoming queen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So me and another person was in charge of counting votes. So I ended up throwing a bunch of votes away to make her lose. And this was me in high school. Yeah. I was a real bad person back then. I was real bad. I was a bad motherfucker.
You ruined her life. You did that.
I ruined her whole life. And motherfucker didn't win. She did not. She lost. And it was because of me. Because of me. And so I feel like if I could do that bullshit on a high school level and nobody found out about it, I think this other shit, motherfucker, is bullshit. Like I said, the last go around, I didn't vote for Hillary or Trump. I penciled in Betty Rubble from Flintstone. And I said, y'all not going to make me choose between the lesser of two evils. That's stupid to me. So I'm going to write in somebody else. So I just think it's all bullshit. But The Simpsons had an episode like years and years and years ago with Trump going through the process when he was about to get in office. Like there was a video. They were in the mall and Trump was coming down the escalator, and literally in real life, Trump was coming down the escalator. A sign fell in the cartoon, and then a sign fell in real life. Like YouTube, Trump and the Simpsons. and they have side by side videos, and it's literally the exact same thing. So I go, these people aren't psychic, you know. Obviously, they're not psychic. So it's called predictive programming. They was gearing us up like 10 years ago for what's going on now. And that's how one of the reasons why I know that it's all bullshit and they're just following a script. The news is literally following a script. Like, different news companies read from the same script. And you could YouTube that as well from different networks and different channels. They're literally repeating the same thing. Today is the day of the Easter Bunny, and let's get our eggs. The next news station said the exact same thing verbatim. And then the next one said the exact same thing verbatim. Now, these are separate entities, and one would imagine that they would have different scripts. They would be reading, at least switch your words up a little bit, you know. But it's fake. Yeah, it's fake. So the other, I believe it was Trill or Prepaid, one of them. They all sound the same. No disrespect. I still haven't quite figured out who is who. Praise God. Maybe one of them. Glory be to God. You know. But one of them said, you know, basically about the reparations. You know, he's against reparations and this, that, and the third, and who they gonna pay it to. You know, the United States is broke. Where they gonna get the money from? You know, I hate when motherfuckers, you know, turn down something that could be potentially good off of ignorance, meaning ignorance, not knowing what you're speaking of. And Obama awarded $12 million in reparations to the fake Jews. The fake Jews, I repeat, the fake Jews, fake Jews, I repeat, $12 million to the Holocaust survivors that never occurred on U.S. soil. Now, the people who were engaged in that, scientists and psychologists and things like that, they ended up coming to the U.S. and working for the CIA and the FBI in alphabet soups like that. But so we had $12 million to give to the fake Jews. So then, and the article said, I just want to get it right. The article said the allocation was from the Department of Health and Health Services to the Jews Federations of North America. It is to be dispersed over 5 years. It is part of an initiative launched in late 2013 by who? By who? Joe Biden. Y'all man, Joe Biden. He initiated that in 2013, and Obama finished it off for him. $12 million. Okay. So it is possible. Ain't nobody screaming at them where they're gonna get the money from, or how they're gonna know who is who. I mean, it's fucking, you know, they just gave it to the motherfucker. You know. So the other day I seen that Trump ended up awarding, damn, I forgot, $200-something million to HBCUs. And this was just the other day, the day that he was impeached. And black motherfuckers were talking about that ain't doing nothing for black people.
Correct.
Like, what? Like, niggas are never satisfied.
Correct.
Now, niggas was mad that he won't give an HBCUs money. Now the motherfucker did give money to HBCUs, and they're saying that it's not doing anything for black people. Are you kidding me? I just can't stand niggas, because them motherfuckers will flip-flop more than a damn hoe on her back. You mean? Motherfuckers flip-flop all the fucking time. Stick to what you saying and staying to what you said. You know? So boom, reparations was that. The Lady-licious lady, bless her heart, you know, she stated that she doesn't like Trump. And she said that, didn't he grab people and he grabbed women by the pussy. And this is my issue with niggas. Niggas don't research shit. You hear me? Niggas will come up with a whole fucking story and run with it. You know, what literally went wrong with this shit? So you corrected her, I believe, and you said no. He was saying that if you're in Hollywood, you know, people may do that. They didn't say he did it. You know, you got motherfuckers talking about that he did, and she's like, oh, my bad is not an. And I wish niggas would stop using my bad as a form of apology. But she also stated that I don't like him. And then she said that I don't like the way he talks. And I could say I don't like these fucking leggings you got on, ho. I could say I don't like the fucking hat you got on your head. That is considered to be a lace front. But that doesn't make me not like you as a person. You know, to me, it's just stupid. It reminds me of people in high school when a girl is talking about, I don't like her. I don't like her. And then you ask her, why don't you like her? And then they say, I just don't like her. Motherfucker, you don't got no reason. You don't got no reason. And I'm not pro-Trump. I ain't pro none of them hoes. I don't give a fuck about none of them hoes. But what I am, I'm pro being an individual and having your own mind, you know. And the sheeple, anytime you veer off from what the black people think as a collective, they cash you out. That's why they cash Kanye out. You know, they cash people out when their thoughts don't align with the majority of the sheeple. And that makes me as a person gravitate to the person that they cast out. You know, because I was a cast out person. You see what I'm saying? So I gravitate towards the underdog. You know, now I'm not saying I'm gravitating towards Trump, you know, but however, I am saying since the motherfucker been in office, my life, he has not affected my life at all. Literally, at all. He ain't made my pockets slimmer. Like, he hasn't affected my money, my living, how I look, even my environment. He hasn't affected anything, you know. So that's why I don't give a fuck. Impeach him or don't impeach him, I don't care. You know, he's not affecting me. Now, if he affecting the little Muslim, the little Mexican kid, the little Dora the Explorer motherfuckers in the damn jails and shit, like I say, that's their problem. Now, that's their problem. Let the Mexican team deal with the Mexican issues. That's the team. I'm not worrying about the little kids in little jail cells and stuff. I mean, I send a prayer to the little motherfuckers, and that's all they get from me. I'm not climbing no Statue of Liberty for these hoes. I'm not writing no dissertations about nothing. So, yeah. I just don't have a dog in this fight. Now, with the Oprah shit, as I said before, I believe Oprah, obviously, I feel like she's being used. You know, I feel as though that, you know, she's staying on code with the people above her have set in place. And I feel as though, like, her network is at stake. When people make like questionable moves like she's making, something big is at stake. This ain't no, you know, little thing that's kind of at stake. I believe it's her network that's at stake. Her legacy, I believe, is at stake. And she don't give a fuck about the black people and what they think, because she know all we do. We complain today, and then tomorrow we rolling with your ass tomorrow.
Correct.
We don't stay on code worth shit. You hear me? Republicans stay on code like, damn, them motherfuckers are strong as fuck. You hear me? But people could do shit to black people. Kim Kardashian could come out and basically wear blackface in a new magazine shoot, and she'll know that we'll just talk shit about her for a couple of days, and then next week we'll be buying her clothes or we'll be watching her show. Everybody knows that black motherfuckers, we don't stay on code, and we just talk shit. That's all we do. We're gonna talk shit for the first couple of days while it's steaming hot, and then we're gonna go on by our business. Look at the NFL. We were supposed to be boycotting that shit. Look how long that lasted. Like, everybody knows that we cannot stay on task. We're focused on one thing today, and they throw a bone at us tomorrow, just like a dog. Just like a dog. The dog could be minding its own business, and next thing you know, you throw a bone to the left. Now the dog running to the left. Throw a bone to the right. Now a dog running to the right. Just like dogs, our attention spans ain't worth shit.
Yeah,
and I believe that she knows that. Businesses knows that. So that's why they continue to do shit. That's why H&M or whoever, they come out with the monkey shirt. They know we still gonna shop with them tomorrow. That's why these corporations, Home Depot, or I call them Home Depot, they had a fucking commercial ad with monkeys banging on drums with black hands. But we still shop at Home Depot. Like, they know that it's just going to get us riled up, and ultimately, it's going to bring in more money for them. So, yeah, Oprah, I'm not going to say she hates black men. I definitely think she's a carpet muncher. Definitely think she's a carpet muncher.
You think she's getting it in with Gail, you say?
Definitely think she's getting it in with Aunt Gail. Oh, excuse me, she don't want us to call her Aunt. I ain't like that shit. You don't want us to call you Aunt. Ho, what Aunt is a term of endearment, ho. Like, what the fuck you want us to call you, Miss Bealey, or whatever your name was in the fucking color purple? Like, I just don't get it. But yeah, I don't think she hates black people. I just think that somebody has her by the pussy. I think somebody has her by the pussy.
So you're saying someone has grabbed Oprah by the pussy?
Oh yeah, yeah. Somebody grabbed that big old gray-haired, loosey-goosey, floosey pussy, tight. They grip on that shit. Yeah, man.
I don't think there's anything that can make water seem nasty, but if nothing, there's that.
I'm sorry. Her pussy is the fucking water that's in Flint, Michigan. You hear me? Some nasty, filthy water that kids don't need to drink and men don't need to drink. It's contaminated. The shit is contaminated, I believe. And that's what I believe. And these are my thoughts. Now you could judge me, you could not judge me. I don't give a damn. I'm not speaking for all people. I'm speaking for myself. You could call it ignorant or whatever you want to call it. But I don't give a fuck about Oprah. I don't give a fuck about Trump. I don't give a fuck about none of them other hoes. I just care about what's going on in my life, and I also care about the black people as a collective. I could give a fuck about the niggas. I don't give a fuck about the niggas, but I care about the black people as a collective. Okay. But everybody else ain't shit, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's how. Look at 2020. Look, I'm going 2020 separate. We gotta stop fucking with the nigga shit. Black people gotta start paying more attention to quality black people shit and get away from the nonsense. And because there's some very interesting things that I came across I want to talk about here in a minute. But you have any other thoughts you want to add to that, Mr. Kenneth?
Yeah, I got one more thing. Okay. The motherfucking Antonio, the football player, he said no white women. Man. The motherfucker said no white women 2020. Correct. Nah, bitch. Keep your ass over there with some fucking snow bunnies.
Oh, but okay? You just seen the little video how the little rock girl with him with the guitar and there was nothing but white girls in the background. Antonio Brown is playing himself and trying to play everybody else. Yeah, that shit is hilarious.
Oh, yeah. No, because, see, you losing money and shit. Now, some motherfucker lose money and lose deals, then they want to go back to black folks. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to come back to us now when you get broke. No, ho. Keep that energy with them white motherfuckers and them snow bunnies and shit when you got your money. Fuck they white pussies and leave our black women alone. Because you won't fucking with us. Stay your ass over there. And then you got black women come out, come on home, Antonio. We welcome you back home. Come on, babe. Come on. Now, y'all stupid as fuck, too. Y'all want some fucking sloppy seconds? Y'all ass to stay over there. We fine. Stay over there, Antonio. We don't give a fuck. Stay over there. You know. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Oprah ain't shit. These accusers, most of these accusers ain't shit. With these Weinsteins and these R. Kelly's accusers, they about ain't bullshit neither. They want some fucking money. The motherfuckers knew good and well they going up to hotel rooms and shit, sucking dick and shit, all on the damn back, and not screaming for help. You know what I'm saying? And then want to keep going back for some fucking money because you want to be in Hollywood. No, y'all ain't about shit neither. Y'all might as well jump in the river along with Oprah. Everybody jump in the river and go on a car ride like how the white woman take her kids for a joyride to the lake. Y'all get in the car with her and when she drives her kids to the lake to drown them hoes. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
All right, well, Mr. Kidd, it's good to hear from you, man. I appreciate you calling in.
Thanks for having me, man. God bless. You know, and God bless everybody. God bless America, white American stuff, and all that stuff. You know, that's all I got.
All right, Mr. Kidd, I appreciate it.
Peace out, man.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Man, Antonio Brown is out of there. Like, gee, throw him away. We can throw Antonio Brown away. Antonio Brown ain't doing nothing for nobody. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got called in to the den this evening?
What's good, Honcho? This prepaid.
Prepaid. What's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind this evening, man?
Well, we know who got CTE, that's for sure.
If you've never seen a living embodiment of it, you have now. With fucking
this is CTE with lots of money laying around. This is what it looks like. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Man, I don't know if Oprah hates black men. It'll probably take a different angle.
Okay.
I think that Oprah doesn't have a value for black men. And I think the reason being is because
Sarah donated
first you have to understand, Oprah is a true black
I
elite.
love New
I think
Kenneth
she's probably the
Gesicht
richest,
mit
she's the richest black woman
Freudentränen,
for
Gesicht
sure,
mit
right?
Freudentränen, Gesicht mit
Probably the richest black
Freudentränen,
person.
Gesicht mit
Somewhere
Freudentränen.
around there.
I don't know if she's the richest black person. Because I want to say it's I was looking at it. I don't know if she's the richest black person, but I know she's the richest black woman in America. It might be a couple of Africans. I mean, if we talk black as a whole worldwide, I think it's a couple of Africans that might be at the top of the list. But
No, I don't count those. That's not black. I don't fuck with them. I'm talking about American niggas. She's the richest black nigga. She's the richest nigga probably. So Oprah, things in Oprah life are not the same for us. That's why everything that Oprah does is with cauliflower. All her items with food are with cauliflower. How does one from Mississippi? From the swamps of Mississippi, everything that she focuses on is with fucking cauliflower. Because Oprah is not that same person. She ain't even, you know what I'm saying, color purple Oprah no more. That shit's past. That's over with. She's past all that. You know what I'm saying? I think she sees no value in black men. I think she sees the negative in black men. That's who she connects us with. See, she doesn't view black men as the person who Michael Jackson's the person who, you know what I'm saying, had the ranch and loved kids and, you know, was paying and giving all his money to those families and taking care of cancer patients. She sees the pedophilia or the allegations of pedophilia from Michael Jackson. That's what she rides with. She in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? So all the good R. Kelly did, she don't care about none of that shit. All she cares about is the fake victims, and that's what she associates with us. Plus, you got to understand something. Because Oprah is a black elite, she views other black people as basically gatekeepers. Yeah. So, for example, if Oprah needed to break into like sports, then she would have to be like cool with like a LeBron or some shit like that. Oprah don't need none of them. So her only black allies as far as black men I've ever seen her with is Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry.
Yes.
So, I mean, y'all pretty much know what that's about. And as Kenneth was saying, I definitely think Oprah's dyking. I don't think Oprah has ever liked men. I think Oprah been dyking for a long time, and that has something to do with maybe she was molested as a kid. I've heard that story before. Somebody in our family molested her, some shit like that.
Yeah, I heard that, but I heard the family come out and lie. But that's kind of a sketchy thing because she said it. The family said they lied, but we've known black families to protect some sketchy folks because they're in their family. But then again, we've known people to lie too. So I think that's a real questionable gray area. But what about Stedman? What's Stedman's role? He just a cover up.
Man, Stedman was. I don't think Stedman was ever really her boyfriend. I think Stedman was probably like her partner, or like a. You know what I'm saying? When you got a type of money, you can keep a nigga around the house. Stedman might be a motherfucking handyman. I can't tell you. I don't know. Stedman might be a punk. He might be a nigga who just fix shit. He just screwing light bulbs all day. But that wasn't her man for sure. Because you can tell that this is how I know. This is how I know Oprah's a dyke, and how I know Oprah has no value for black men. Oprah is very passive aggressive with black men. Anytime she interviewing black men, she basically keep a nigga to it's like, all right, nigga, you getting out of, all right, nigga, slow down, nigga, you getting out of pocket. It's never organic with black men. Now, she celebrates the fuck out of black women.
Yes.
That's because she eat pussy, so I get it. So with us, it's all about her tolerating us. Now, I will say this. I don't know if she hates black men. I think she hates poor black men for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, because what happens is, and the older people get, y'all gonna realize something. Oprah's white. She ain't black. Her skin's dark. But she ain't black. I promise you. She values nothing about black culture at all. Nothing, like zero. Oprah's the type of elite to where if your studios are on the south side of Chicago, and I believe it's where it's located, and you see the poverty, you see the crime, you see all this shit, and you go to Africa and build a school, that tells you all you need to know.
Correct.
That is the most elitist shit you could possibly do.
I agree.
And to Kenneth, that was Trill who was telling y'all about why he don't support reparations. And I've told you why I don't support the shit, because all you niggas who swear y'all want reparations, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all are. There's no debt owed to black people. Half of you niggas keep talking about y'all from Africa. How is America going to owe you a debt if you're not the native to this land? How? I had this conversation with a coworker, and I have a question for you, Honcho.
Okay.
If you meet somebody from Jamaica, okay, what do they tell you they're from?
They'll tell you from Jamaica.
They say from Jamaica. If you meet somebody from Trinidad, what do they say they're from?
They're going to tell you they're from Trinidad.
Now, I'm not the greatest. I'm not one of them niggas who go on a lot of voyages, and I may not be a scholarly nigga. But if I had to guess, Trinidad and Jamaica are surrounded by water because they're islands, right?
Yes.
So somehow or another, somebody had to bring them niggas over there, right?
Correct.
So how in the fuck is they from Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica, and we from motherfucking Africa? How the fuck we come from Africa? How? These niggas is the natives of their lands, but somehow or another, we African American? How the fuck does this work? Niggas over there black as fuck with nappy head, but they not from Africa, but we are? See, this is what logic gets in the way. This is what logic gets in the way. Something ain't right here. Something ain't right here. These motherfuckers is Jamaican. They don't put African American on this. They put Jamaican. But somehow or another, we from Africa. Oh, well, I'll be damned. And then y'all wonder why y'all niggas ain't finna get no reparations.
But the crazy thing is, Africans don't claim, like I told y'all when I stumbled across that term, slave trade Twitter, the Africans don't fuck with the Americans like that. Like maybe it might have been a thing early on when they thought, oh, well, niggas, we see niggas on TV and they doing stuff, so they must be really doing it. But as they've been coming over here in multitudes, and we've had some people from African families call in and say the same thing, that their parents don't. They tell them not to fuck with American black people, that they look down on American black people. And so that's the thing, like I said, that there's a lot of confusion in this whole situation.
Well, see, it's not really confusion, Honcho. See, we from Houston, so we know how it is. See, most of the parts of the country, y'all never interact with people from like Africa, like people who actually, the actual term African American, the people born in Africa who came to America, y'all haven't interacted with them. So that's why y'all claim that bullshit, because they have no respect for you. You have no idea what they're talking about you. The term Akata, Shines, I've heard all them words described about us. They say we're the people in America who are giving everything and we do absolutely nothing with it. Nigerian men feel like all American black women can do for them is suck their dick. Yeah. I had a dude tell me that. I say, my nigga, don't fix your mouth, say no shit like that in front of me ever again. My mama black. My wife black. I said, I beat your black ass. I said, no. I respect you. Oh, because I've done something myself. Now you want to respect me. Mm-hmm. But you come over here and tell us that we have no culture, that we're the lost people. Mm-hmm. They make you as you know, slave trade Twitter. I've never been on it, but I heard about this shit. And all they talk about how look at these niggas up here. These are the ones we sold away. I'm glad we sold them away. They say shit like that. Really? So y'all keep on associating with them type of people. Y'all keep on. Them people wouldn't piss on y'all if y'all was on fire. And every time I look up, man, I'm trying to go back to the motherland. Man, go, and don't ever come back. Because you're going to get over there real fast and find out these niggas finna kill you, or somebody going to fuck around and probably eat your ass out there, truth be told. But every time I look up, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying, trying to get back to Africa, dog, with my people, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's so beautiful. Man, what the fuck? They got real slaves over there right now. You might fuck around and get over there and you be in bondage. Man, black people... And I'm not talking about the foreigners. If you Nigerian or whatever, that's on you. Fuck you. I don't give a damn. But for those of us, not African American, those of us who are black people, black Americans, man, y'all need to open y'all fucking eyes. Y'all need to do some research and realize that y'all are the natives to this land. We ain't from Africa. It doesn't work that way. The Amistad never happened, y'all. It never happened. Ships don't disappear. It didn't happen. There's no such ship. That's why you ain't getting reparations. That's why. And then on top of it, as Trill was saying, like, some of y'all are familiar with the ADOS movement. You know what I'm saying? That's African descendants of slavery. Right. The problem with that, if you don't have an ADOS movement, even if they do give the money, you know who end up getting the money when they ever decide to give reparations. I think they finally will one day, because I think if Trump finds a way to get rid of all the illegals around here, right? Mm-hmm. Or at least put like a kind of slow it down where we become valuable again in this country politically. When the nigga vote holds more weight, I think they're going to find a way to give us reparations. The problem is that the amount of money that you niggas are supposed to get, you're never going to see it, because all the actual African Americans gonna get their cut also. All the Idris Elba's looking ass niggas gonna get their cut. Y'all love them type of niggas, the niggas from France and London who talk funny. Y'all love them niggas. Because the problem with black culture is with us is that the actual niggas in America, we accept any and everything. We let everybody come in and group everybody with everybody. We don't give a fuck. Because that's how we were taught somehow or another. That's how we're supposed to accept everything. And that don't work that fucking way. So that's why when the time comes, let's say they give out $6 billion. Let's throw out $6 billion. Okay, $6 billion. You technically doing a number to the niggas. Okay, boom, we got a chance. You know, we what 9% of the culture in America. Like shit, nigga, $6 billion. We 9%. Nigga, we might get our 40 acres around this bitch. No, we not. No, we not. Origbe, Ulawaku, all them niggas come to get their cut. My brother, scoot over, my brother. Turn the heater on, my brother. I come bearing gifts. I got jollof rice. I got curry goat meat for you. Then them niggas come to get everything from y'all, and that's how this shit gonna work. And the reason why I know that because when it comes to the government grants, they get all the motherfuckers. When it comes to the motherfucking scholarships at school, they get all the motherfuckers. And what they do is they come over to get educated and they turn their fucking nose up to us. Yeah. Especially to you light-skinned niggas. Oh, they hate your fucking guts. Oh, they hate our guts. I had to tell a Nigerian nigga I play high school football. I said, nigga, I didn't pick to be light-skinned, nigga. What you so mad at me for? What you angry about? What you want me to do? I don't get to pick. Like a nigga just had like a light-skinned draft and they just come, they pick me first or some shit. What the fuck you want me to do, nigga? I've been this color. What you want me to do? Yeah, man, y'all better open your eyes, man. That's why y'all not getting reparations. Because y'all keep yelling about a country who has nothing to do with you. The country y'all claiming sold y'all black asses. They ain't even sell y'all for money. Niggas was selling y'all for spices and shit. Niggas was bartering y'all black ass. And this is who y'all claiming? Damn, a nigga could at least sold me for some motherfucking currency. Nigga sold y'all fucking tobacco leaves, man. Get the fuck out of my face. Got me fired up in here over absolutely nothing. Over absolutely nothing. And truth be told, maybe niggas don't need reparations because you don't appreciate nothing as it is, like as Kenneth was saying. Tesla done dropped $200 million at the HBCUs, and what nigga said? That ain't helping niggas out. What this gonna do? What's $200 million? They got HBCUs right now, bro. Got kids sleeping outside waiting to get financial aid. Every semester, people outside with them going there filling out actual applications for financial aid. In 2019, people are still filling out financial aid packages. How? It's a digital world, and y'all niggas are still writing down y'all financial aid information. Come on, man. Something got to change here.
Yeah.
And of course, after $200 million, now y'all ain't gonna vote for him anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I say, we already know the Robert Smith situation. He got hands on with it, and they still was unhappy. I agree with that too. That statement he made was perfect. Like niggas will never be happy no matter what you give them. And again, if reparations were a significant amount of money, say everybody saw a couple of million off of it. Well, once you don't have that financial education, that money goes right back to where it came from, or other niggas capitalize on it because they realize a lot of niggas is going to be foolish with it. Then they're going to be mad because then it wasn't enough. You know, it should have been this, it should have been that, or something else. It'll always be an excuse because, like I said, currency, like currents in energy, it's going to flow. And so it's going to flow back to where, you know, the energy is directed. And again, niggas is directing their energy towards nonsense, bullshit. Everybody gonna turn up at the club. Strippers gonna be the richest motherfuckers in America if
no questions about it.
You give niggas reparations. So again, like I say, man, it's a bunch of tomfoolery and nonsense. Like again, like what's the saying? Nothing is going great again. Niggas, that's the nigga mentality. That's the mentality that everybody has. Like, there's so many opportunities, so many options, and that's why I say I stick to a particular conversation nowadays. I've deleted and removed a lot of negativity and nonsense, and I only follow rich niggas because it dispels all the shit a lot of niggas talk about. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. There's no access to this, there's no access. It's a lot of niggas out there getting it. Just because they're not in entertainment, you don't see it and you don't believe it, and that's the problem. Like I say, where our focus is directed is also misguided.
Most definitely, and I'll say this, Honcho. This is honest to God truth. All bullshit aside, I kind of fear the idea of getting reparations, and the reason being is because I hate to see Black America in a time where they can't make an excuse, when they can't become the victim, when they finally have to look in the mirror and say, you know what, ain't nobody fucking your life up but you. Wasn't no white man. Nobody came and stole your $1.5 million away. Nobody came and extorted you and tricked you and you know, swindled you out your money. You really went out here to the strip club and threw $400,000 in the strip club. You really went out here and bought 18 pounds of the most rarest weed in the world, and that's where your money went. You really out here smoking the most exotic weed of all time, and here you are about to die, and you don't have a single life insurance policy, period. And you had $1.5 million like everybody else.
No.
You got 8 cars and don't have a single no type of life insurance, no type of health care program, nothing.
Mr. Prepaid, Mr.
Yes,
Kenneth
sir.
would like to get in on the call to have a conversation with you. Do you accept?
On one condition.
Okay.
Ask Kenneth if he's been drinking, because last time he had kind of had a few. Ask him if he's been drinking.
Mr. Kenneth, are you sober this evening? And let me know. If you're sober this evening, Mr. Prepaid will accept the terms of the conversation. But I also agree. Yeah, give niggas 12 million like the Jews. I also agree though with Sweetberry. We say that's human nature that niggas gonna complain. So yeah, niggas. I mean, like I said, it's unfortunate though. But I think successful people don't complain; they find solutions. You know, and that's the thing. You say you're drinking water. You came with the condition. All right. One moment, sir.
Okay.
And let me see if I can do this the easy way. think. Let me double check. 'Cause I don't want to be. It's easy when I got the contacts on there. Let me see here. But yeah, like I say, it's just it's a new phenomenon. And then I think this generation, this where we're at now, people are. Come on, let me do all this hard work. They feel like they missed out on something. They feel like, all the opportunities are gone. But again, there's more opportunities than ever. Especially, like I say, with this digital age, people are becoming millionaires overnight. I don't want to say overnight, but
Okay, here's the thing. I was reading somewhere. Someone wrote an article. The Reuters, one of those woke websites. I got bored at work. I read this article. Yeah. They said that if Jeff Bezos donated, if he donated, I want to say it was either $1.2 billion or $12 billion, that he could end world hunger. Now, this what blows my mind. Okay, this was just me. I'm reading the article. I'm like, okay, first and foremost, world hunger is not supposed to end. Okay, like I know a lot of oh my God, people are starving and it's a travesty. People are supposed to starve. Okay, that's how this thing works. It's the inverse. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's supposed to be wealthy people, working class, lower class. I didn't create this system. There's going to be lower class people regardless of the fact, because it's a personal choice. A lot of these people who y'all see are homeless they are homeless by choice. I want y'all to know that. Everybody didn't wake up one day and the stock market crashed and all their stocks was gone and they became poor. No. Some of these people do have support systems due to different reasons why they're poor. And then on top of it, I'm sitting back and thinking to myself, damn. Well, why is Jeff Bezos the scapegoat to save world hunger? Mm-hmm. Y'all got all these woke celebrities. Why they don't put their money together and go change and save world hunger? Correct. You got fucking Robert De Niro talking about how much he hates Trump. Nigga, put your money up and do some shit to change some shit. If all of y'all are so woke and y'all care about the American people and y'all care about ending world hunger and y'all care about the Green New Deal and all this bullshit, Bernie, when are you gonna donate some real bread towards this shit?
That nigga don't want to pay $15 an hour.
He won't even. He want to tell you you're supposed to have a working living wage. He won't even pay his own fucking campaign team. But everybody pointing the finger back at Jeff Bezos. Jeff, you should fix it. You should fix it, Jeff. Give your $12 billion. We're gonna say I'm gonna donate $7. I'm gonna match it with $7. Bro, stop this shit.
Hold on one second, Mr. Prepaid. I'm gonna bring in Mr. Ken here, and we can continue this in 1 second.
Yo.
All right, Mr. Ken. Both gentlemen over here.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Ken, you had a disagreement with something Mr. Prepaid said that you wanted to discuss?
My brother.
What's up, a rig boo?
Look. So, I hear what you're saying, and I know, when you're talking about the whole Africans don't like us. That is a very much fact. I just got into it with an African the other day, so I know that for a fact. However, it is not our choice with where we came from, where our lineage was passed down from. As I said, my grandmother traced her lineage, and she found out that her great-great-grandmother was a slave here on U.S. soil. Her father, my grandmother's father, she ended up getting some land that the government gave out to free slaves. Now, much of the land that was given to free slaves, it was taken away years later. One, they weren't taught about taxes and things like that. Once we were freed without education. Okay.
No,
so
wait. Kenneth, I don't wanna interrupt you, and I'm not saying what you're saying not true, brother. But when you purchase land, when you purchase a home, you receive a deed to it. No one can take your land from you. No one can take a home from you by notorious possession. By law, it cannot be done. That act was
What do you
passed
mean?
in like
By
1940.
law, slavery was legal. What are you talking about?
No. When you become a free man, when they became free men, you know the term freeman. Like if your grandmother's name was like Linda Freeman, her name was Linda Freeman. When she became a free man and she was given this land, it was awarded by the government. It cannot be taken by notorious possession. That's a law. So if you do not pay the taxes on the land, it can be seized. But we cannot. You cannot use that as an excuse because you were giving a deed.
But sir, I just said that they weren't educated on taxes and things. Many people were not educated on these things, so they did not know about paying taxes. One, number two, many of pieces of land, and see, I researched this last year, and it was a study done by UNC Chapel Hill on farmland, and much farmland was taken away by generations. So when a person would die, the family that's left, they know we don't want to sell our land. But what they'll do is they'll go down to the third cousin that knows nothing about nothing and get them to sign off on that land. And the next thing you know, the land is done with.
Okay.
Now this was a study done by university.
Okay, Kenneth, if you can do that, you can use any university study you want to. The fact of the matter is, land has a paper trail.
Oh my
Property
God.
has a paper trail. Just hear me out real quick. It's easy for us to say, well, no, just hear me out. I'm gonna let you have the floor. You want to hear me out real quick because I hear a lot of people say this. Oh, well, we sold the land, or we didn't pay the tickets. We didn't know any better. That's bullshit. Nobody is getting land in their handshake. Like they're like, oh my God, here goes your 40 acres. We're gonna give you a hug and you just leave. No. You receive a deed to that land. Like, no, that's bullshit. You know exactly what you're receiving, exactly how the percentage of how the land of how your taxes on that land is going to work. And sooner or later, we got to come out and say what really happened was we neglected the shit. Big Mama died. She passed the land off to the kids, and the kids decided they wasn't gonna pay the taxes on it. Then them crackers stepped in and came and took the shit, as they should.
So listen, I'm speaking off of factual knowledge that I know that what my family went through, and my family still owns, on both sides, still owns land. Okay, throughout your spiel, you've been speaking off of what you think, off of emotion. See, I'm speaking off of facts that's backed up by studies, you see. And you're refuting what I'm saying, lumping everybody together. Oh, niggas, this person didn't. You're lumping people together without knowing the facts. So.
Kenneth, are you familiar with DC? Are you familiar with Chocolate City?
How much familiar do you want me to be with it? I don't know.
I mean, I want you to be very familiar because when you talk about land, you can't name a place in the United States where black people literally owned a city. We literally own DC.
Okay.
I actually have a book written about. It's made Honcho's familiar with. I actually wrote a book about this. We went from a city to where we own about 98% of all property value there to now we own less than 2%. No one tricked us, Kenneth. Have you been to DC before?
I have.
Okay, we can't even afford to live there anymore. The northwest side of DC, we can't even live there anymore. We work there, we commute there, and then we leave and go live on the outskirts of DC. No one tricked us. No one snuck in like a thief in the night and stole our land away. No, what happened was we were selling our shit.
So what you're saying is no one tricked anybody the same way no one tricked the Native Americans? The same way no one tricked. You're talking about people who are master manipulators, sir, and you just completely throwing.
So let me get this straight. So white people. No. You talk about master manipulators. I'm telling you about a book I wrote.
If we're gonna have this conversation, you have to let me talk because you keep cutting me off, and I'm listening to you when you talk. That's called.
You just cut me off though.
Because I wasn't finished talking. You've been cutting me off this entire time. What are you talking about? I give you the floor. That's what a debate is. You're not listening to understand what I'm saying. I'm listening to understand what you're saying. You're just listening to just go back and forth. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. That's why I'm listening to you, sir. And in order for you to gain some type of something that maybe you don't have, you have to listen.
I'm listening to you the same way you listen to me.
Okay, go ahead. I'm done.
I'm listening to you the same way you listen to me. Now back to DC. It's easy to sit up here and say that we had no idea how taxes work. That is the greatest thing we can come up with. Oh, we had no idea. They came and they stole all the land away. Notorious possession is outlawed. It literally can't be done. This whole mass manipulation shit is complete and utter bullshit. No one can confiscate your land. No one can. Do you know what happens when your land is finally seized, Kenneth? Do you know how long it takes for your land to be? How long it would take? How many years behind on your taxes you'd have to be?
How long? How long?
Before lien and encumbrance get put onto a land, it has to literally take 3 calendar years. Minimum, just to get the documentation to be filed.
3 years.
3 years. Before documentation can even be filed in order for them to even have a way to even have a chance for you to be properly served for your land to be seized. 3 years. So we're talking about another 2 years for the process to go through. We're talking about people who ain't paid. You ain't paid tax on this land in 5 years, and you want to cry and say, "Oh my Lord, the white man that came and took the land from us." You ain't paid taxes on this land in 5 years.
Okay, sir. Okay, when these people were slaves, they weren't able to read books. You see, they were not able and did not acquire the knowledge that was needed to live on their own in America. Now, I'm not talking about the 60s and the 70s. I'm talking about after slavery. And you talk about what the law is, and the law is that after slavery was abolished, it was still slavery going on. People still had slaves. And if you want to be technical, there was a man, I wish I could Google him right now. There's a man somewhere in the South. When we get off the line, I'll Google it and put it in the But he was literally a slave up until 10 years ago, literally. Now you can say that that's because of his ignorance or what have you, but I'm talking about this century, this decade. This man was a slave. So after slavery was abolished, there was still slavery going on. So you keep speaking about the law and what can and what cannot happen. With these people who run the U.S., they did whatever the fuck they wanted to do. So you're talking about what is and what's that and what's the law. The law, slavery was a law. It was a law. So, I mean, I see what you're saying about the law this and the law that, but that's not how it worked back then. And you can see now that's not how it works now, because people literally get around the law. Am I right or am I right?
You're incorrect, because Kenneth, you do realize when slavery was abolished. Now I'm gonna tell you something. This is not a foreign term to you, so this should not be any reason for you to debate this. You do realize what happened was after slavery was abolished, we had slaves who went back to the plantation, right? Like voluntary servitude. You know that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like they were so used of being someone's property that when they became free, they had no idea how to feed themselves. They had no idea how to work in society as a free man. And
right,
lots of slaves went back to the plantation.
But when you freed a group of people, that's just like having people in a mental institute. Here in New York, they have people held up in mental institutes, and then they just let them go when they're done with them back into society. They haven't been groomed or taught how to live and sustain in today's society. That is the same thing that happened back then. You had a group of people who literally under those conditions. Of course, some people are going to go back because they don't know anything else.
Okay, Kenneth. So now that we're on the same page, a lot of them went back. Can we also agree that not every slave couldn't read?
I'm not going to say a lot of them. Some of them went back.
Okay, some of them, a lot of them, whatever number you feel comfortable with, that's fine with me. Can we both agree that not all slaves were illiterate?
Of course not. The ones who had the education that snuck.
No formal education. I'm talking about there were slaves on the plantation who can read and write, man. Like, can we get to a point where we can agree on that?
That can read and write in what language? English?
What other language were they speaking? Yes, the English language. Can we get on the same page on that?
If they came from Africa, they don't know shit about no English language.
Okay.
Speaking of.
Okay. Kenneth, get past the whole Africa thing. You're here. You're on the plantation.
How can I get past the African thing if those people came from Africa speaking African language?
Because not all slaves came from Africa. Not all slaves came from Africa.
Okay, so
that's not true. That's
from the Caribbean coast. You had some slaves that came from over the Jamaica, Haiti area.
Okay.
They had their own language as well. It still was not English.
They had slaves.
Hello?
Hello? You there?
Hello?
Pre-page you there? Sound like it cut out.
Yeah, like, of course, like, it was slaves from different places, but they come into a foreign place. Of course, they're not going to master English when they weren't taught English.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's called cut out. Yeah, I think it's called disconnected. A lot of interesting stuff, and here's the thing, man. And I recently have read some stuff, very interesting stuff. And like I say, one day we will what Misty wanted that I've recently learned, and I want to get to it. It really doesn't tie into this conversation. It's a little bit different, but it's where a lot of niggas get their behavior from, even in the modern day. And why I see what they say is, as much as it pains me personally, being a man from the South, why they say the things about the South that they do, and why niggas act the way that they do. And we're going to speak on it one day, but like I said, a lot of niggas probably don't want to hear it because then they can't justify certain things. But then part of it too is it has to make you really take a look back at your history. But and I agree. Like I said, we'll have to continue this conversation at another point. I was about to power back up. Okay.
Sure, but I just want to say that I hate when people just slide over the inhumane treatment that my great grandmother endured. Mm-hmm. You can't just slide over that and just make these outlandish statements that literally shortchanges those people. When we work today, we are pissed off if we don't get paid for 1 week's work. Do you hear me? Mm-hmm. We're ready to go to call the fucking the labor board. Mm-hmm. So back at that time, there were no labor laws set in place. Mm-hmm. And even if they were, motherfuckers still didn't follow the laws. They did what the fuck they wanted to do. So you can't just throw away that. You can't throw away the fact that these people came over here from a foreign place. These people got their ass beat to oh my gosh, you went over there to the fucking the Congolese people got their hands chopped off. Yeah. Like, this is real. Okay, but at the same time, to use the point that you just said, now wouldn't you say though that is significant growth from being in a situation like that to where you are now, when you can complain, you can, there is someone to handle these discrepancies, and at the same time, that these people were getting literally beaten, abused, tied to trees, whipped, put their necks in choking mechanism devices. It was crushing their fucking. I mean, it's a lot of gruesome things that happened. I'm very familiar with all the things that took place, and this is why I'm more frustrated with niggas today, is because we don't have those same hurdles and obstacles. There's no physical boogeyman coming in will snatch you out your house or snatch you out the barn or wherever the fuck you may be sleeping on in the dirt and whip you, beat you, have you having incestuous relationships with your family, selling your people off. None of that is happening anymore. You're right. But yet we're not taking advantage, saying, hey, well, in respect to all of those people who suffered and went through those things, that went through those tragedies, that went through those atrocities, now we have. You can say, oh, well, you're a bit behind, or we didn't out on the same playing field, but you have every avenue. Those people went through all that shit, and a lot of them still found ways to succeed, thrive, survive, however you want to call it.
Now you're not dealing with any of that, and we just complain. They dealt with
You're
it
right.
and
You're
existed.
right.
So like, and that's why I
You're
have
right.
a bigger frustration with niggas states, because like that ain't that, man. Hit the fucking gas and go. Like if those people could survive, some of them, many of them succeeded, and we don't hear those stories because it goes against the narrative. But there's a lot of those people who were successful. There were doctors and lawyers during slave time, but we don't hear those stories. Why not now? What is stopping you now? And that's my big issue. That's the way that I look at it. Okay, hold on one second. I have Mr. Prepaid back in. I'll let y'all continue the conversation here. Give me one moment.
You're right. You're definitely right about that. But like I said before, just like a computer, if you guys believe in mental health and you believe that mental health is passed down, bipolar and schizophrenia, if you believe that shit is passed down from generation to generation, then you must agree that the trauma, the ignorance, and all of that was passed down from generation to generation as well. If it had not been healed, like I said before, we are infected. Just like a computer is infected with a virus, it is not going to operate to its fullest potential because there's a virus, and you need an antivirus. And many of us, this is not an excuse. But this is a fact that many of us have not received or seek that antivirus that will cure us, that would heal us, and this, that, and the third. So I'm not making an excuse for the niggas who complain today, but I'm giving an explanation on why many of the niggas are this way, because they are infected, and many don't even know that they're infected. They think that they're normal.
Okay. But I mean, what is the goal? What is the solution? I mean, how do you have to realize that you're sick before you cure the infection?
The solution is this. The solution is we talk about what we won't heal, this, that, and the third. So the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre, not riot, the Tulsa massacre that killed all of those people, destroyed their homes, their churches, their businesses, their bus systems, their grocery stores, their movie theaters, their airplanes, their hospitals, destroyed everything. Those people were not given reparations.
Correct.
Do you hear me?
But what do they do after that, though? But what do they do after all of that stuff happened? What do they end up doing?
But they tried, though. They literally tried until the last surviving member. I was doing a documentary about this. I've watched the shit. And the last member, I believe she died recently, like this year or late last year. She died. But her family was still pushing the fight to get reparations.
But
now, Obama was...
And I'm explaining why I think that's different, though. Because that's an actual situation, people not in slavery that had something taken from them that they built up. And then, even then, they still end up rebuilding. So, but give me 1 second. I'm going to add prepaid to the call.
But Honcho, if you're saying that that's different, then that should be more easier to give them reparations. No,
yeah,
that should be more easy. But they have not. But Obama gave reparations to the fake Jews for the Holocaust that never happened on U.S. soil. That's what I'm speaking about. Okay. And when I'm talking about...
But hold on 1 second, Mr. Ken. So I can bring Mr. Prepaid back in the call, and we'll continue. To give you just 1 second. Okay, gentlemen, are we both here?
Yes, sir, I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry about that, man. My cell phone died.
Okay. Now, Ken, continue on what you were talking about with the Jews getting reparations and not the people in Tulsa that you were just saying there, Mr. Ken.
Yeah, so he gave the Jews reparations that nothing happened on U.S. soil, but the surviving members of the Tulsa massacre still have not received reparations, and these were the actual people who survived. And now you have their daughters and their granddaughters and grandchildren. They're still fighting for that. And they still were not given anything. Now, I understand what you guys are saying, that we would just spend it all and give it back to the white man. Sure, because we are infected with the virus. But what I am saying is that all niggas think about is a check. What I'm saying is reparations could come in many forms. Now, if you can trace back your lineage, if you can trace it back, then I feel as though that's owed to you. And it can be owed to you in many forms. It could be owed to you in money. It could be owed to you in your schools, books, education, buildings in your town. It can be owned to you free college. It could be owned to you in some stock, in some type of a company or something. Like, I feel as though that there are other ways that it can be given other than a check. And I feel as though that some mental health work should be done not by white psychologists and people like that. I feel as though that it should come from black people, black psychologists and black mental thinkers and things like that. But there are so many different ways that we could benefit from that. And my issue is that people just say, "Oh no, just do away with it. Just do away with it. I don't even want reparations. I don't even want it." You know what I'm saying? Without even doing the due diligence into looking at the facts, into looking at who else got reparations. Who the Koreans got some reparations. They got $21,000 apiece from when they were.
Kenneth, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Do you feel like that the Tulsa City bombing, like, the massacre, do you feel like the white people just came in there like thieves in the night and just snuck in there and just slaughtered all the black people?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
They just out of nowhere just came out and just bombed these people. That's what you really believe?
We know that the story is a black guy touched this woman in the elevator, which turned out to be untrue. We know that is why. Like,
Okay.
don't.
Okay.
We know that it didn't come out of nowhere. Obviously,
so Kenneth, the reason
they say that Emmett Till whistled at someone and he
okay,
got his fucking body mutilated.
And Kenneth, that all sounds. Kenneth, we had Freeman Banks. We had the actual Freeman Banks during the Tulsa. You know that, right? Like Black Wall Street, we had black businesses, right? They didn't just blow up these buildings and all these businesses went away. You know that, right? Like you know that, like, it was literally like the banks were cleaned out. You know that, right?
Yes, as well as the homes were cleaned out before they were burned because they.
No. I'm not talking about the home. I'm talking about the actual businesses, the actual stocks, bonds. I'm talking about the actual currency, the things that meant something that could be passed down, were stolen. Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm not.
You need to look it up, because everything that was actually worth anything was stolen, was taken from the inside out. No one snuck in there and then burned up all the buildings and all of a sudden all the currency disappeared. No. What happened was it was inside job. The same way that people talk about how, they killed our black leaders. No, they didn't just assassinate Malcolm X. They didn't just assassinate Martin Luther King. Those are inside jobs, bro.
Okay,
open your eyes up.
By who, though? It was still by who? When you talk about Malcolm X, black people didn't just wake up one day and say, "I'm going to kill Malcolm X." No, it was.
It wasn't black people that just woke up and said this shit. Those around Malcolm X had him assassinated, brother. Those around Martin Luther King had him assassinated.
And they were influenced by who? By who?
Listen.
By who?
Listen.
Themselves?
Listen.
No.
Listen. In order for us to have a realistic conversation, you gotta get real with yourself, okay? You cannot kill Donald Trump. You can't kill Donald Trump. Nor can Honcho. Nor can any of us. If we was gonna touch Donald Trump, if you was gonna ever let a finger on Teflon Donnie, it's an inside job, boss.
What do you mean I can't kill him? What are you talking?
You can't.
We are all capable of doing anything.
No, you are not. No, you can. No, you are not.
If I see this fucking man in an inaugural fucking nation, you hear me? And if I wanted to see this man die, trust and believe he would be dead if I.
No, he would not.
Yes,
no, he would not. He's literally untouchable, man. The only way Donald Trump get touched is okay.
And you're
unless the powers.
For me to speak in reality, that is such a Peter Pan statement for you to make. Is that these people are untouchable, brother? Anybody who has the weaponry and who has a easy a target can shoot this man when they see him. Don't do
Okay,
that.
so let me. So are you familiar? Are you familiar with open carry? So if everybody has guns and everybody hates Donald Trump, then why he ain't been touched yet, boss? You mean to tell me you think that a person who has correct weaponry is going to somehow assassinate the president? These niggas ain't even touched George Zimmerman, who has no bodyguards. And you really think niggas just gonna walk around? And you think a nigga just gonna walk around and just go smoke Donald Trump just because it's Wednesday? That what you came up with?
Listen. See, I hate when motherfuckers switch. Honcho just said.
I'm not switching anything. I'm not switching. I'm asking you a question because you need to stick to it.
You asked me a bullshit ass question because Honcho said it in the very beginning of this shit. Is that when people put words in people's mouths?
I didn't put anything in your mouth.
I specifically said, and this is what people do when they don't have nothing better else to say. They put words in your mouth. I specifically said that I, Kenneth B. O'Shea Fitzgerald, if I wanted to kill Donald Trump, I could. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about George Zimmerman and all these other people. I know these motherfuckers are scared. I know that. But when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking for everybody. You asked me, and me, Kenneth B. O'Shea Fitzgerald, if I wanted this man dead or to penetrate him with a bullet, I could. There
I'm telling you that's impossible.
Casper the Ghost that will stop me because, number one, no one would know. If I'm talking about it on the phone and I write out this fucking plan and all of this, that, and the third, of course people would know and stop it. But I'm speaking of if I didn't tell a soul about this, I didn't tell a soul about anything that I wanted to do, I could do it.
Okay. Kenneth, you live in a fairy tale, brother. You live in a true fairy tale. And here's the thing. If you feel like you think that you the John Wick of New York, then you can have that, brother. If you think you can somehow touch the president, I'm not even going. Listen, I'm not even finna manifest that. The point I was making is, man, that the powers that be protect certain people like Donald Trump, the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther Kings, the Kennedys. They're protected versus people like us. The have versus the have not. Trained assassins couldn't kill Donald Trump. So if you somehow can make this whole thing happen, more power to you. The same way, motherfuckers is not going in here cleaning out motherfucking.
Don't say that. Don't do that.
That's not what I said, Kenneth. That's not what I said, Kenneth. What I'm telling you is that
you want to do it.
No, Kenneth. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say that you want to kill the president by no form or fashion. What I'm telling you is that there are certain things in this world that simply is not going to happen unless the powers that be allow them to happen. That's the point I'm making to you.
So what you're saying is that me as an individual, the same way I have the power to kill Zimmerman, I have the power to kill anybody on this earth. And you're telling me is that the powers that be, who are the owners of McDonald's that you don't see, when you go into McDonald's and you complain about your burger, you see the worker and you see the manager. You don't see the owner per se. The powers that be are the owners, okay? So what you're telling me is that those owners that know absolutely nothing about my plan are just going to magically get in the way of my plan that they know nothing about? That's what you're telling me? That these motherfuckers are psychic to the T? That they can predict what's going on in my mind? That to block something that I haven't said a word about?
Okay.
Jay, you're not making any sense here. There's fucking killers everywhere out here in this world. What are you talking about?
Kenneth, I don't even know if the McDonald's analogy is gonna help you out because majority of McDonald's are franchise, bro. So if that's the analogy you want to go with, that's fine with me.
Yes, it's a franchise, but some of them who are franchised are privately owned as well.
Okay, Honcho.
What are you talking about?
Kenneth, let me help you out.
Subway is a franchise. Subway is a franchise, but they are individual owners of Subway.
Kenneth, if that's not what you want to use, that's fine, brother. You're in New York right now. Jay-Z is probably close to being a billionaire. Do you think that if you had the means, you could just somehow go and kill Jay-Z? Do you think you could just somehow shoot and kill Beyonce?
Yes, of course.
Beehive coming, goddamn.
Of course.
Okay.
See, y'all,
all right.
Look,
okay.
You you live in this world just because you think that the powers that be can control you, or you think that you are like less than. I think highly of myself, and I know that I have all types of powers. You hear me? And you can laugh at it. You can say whatever you want to say, but I believe that we are all capable of doing anything that we want to do.
Okay, now when you get done eating all that glitter and unicorn tears, let me know when you're ready to get back on topic, because obviously you're not being realistic right now, brother.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready to get back on reparation comp, look, let's tie on up with it and get this over with.
Guy, listen. You're the one who switched this conversation into Malcolm X.
I simply asked you a question.
And people.
I simply asked a question.
You're the one who steered this in this direction. Now you want.
I didn't steer anyway. Ask the question.
When I'm ready, I hate. You're so condescending, dude. Like, I hate that about you. Like, instead of just
you don't hate that about me, because you don't know me. You don't know me, so you don't know me. So you don't know anything about me. You don't know me. That's not true. That's not true.
I've noticed that what you do is that you try to
no. What you're doing, you're gasping for straws right now. You notice nothing. You notice nothing.
No. I can tell by this conversation. I did not veer off of the reparation topic. You did, and I finished it, okay? You started it, and I finished it. You veered off, and now you want to put it off on me to go back to reparation. Motherfucker, you was the one that took the right turn, not me.
Okay, you're cursing and getting loud. Let me know when you're ready to get back on reparations.
Sir, like I said, I've been ready, and you can't stop my cursing, nor am I getting loud.
Kenneth, please get back on topic. Kenneth, get back on topic.
Now, if you want to get back on topic, then we could get on topic. But don't be
get on topic, Kenneth.
Towards me, acting as though I'm the one who's.
Come on, Kenneth. Waiting on you, brother. Let's go. Come on, man. People want to come on. Come on, let's go.
You're full of it.
Okay. Let us return to reparations. So where are we now?
I don't know. Let the leader lead it. He's the fucking leader. Let the motherfucker lead the conversation. He didn't lead the whole fucking time. Let him lead. Lead, sir.
We wanted to get you some good deodorant for all that windmilling you're doing over there.
Yeah,
doing a whole lot of windmilling over there.
Sir. And you
anyway.
Windmilling.
Anyway.
Okay.
As we get back onto the topic, it's easy to go onto this whole concept of, oh, they didn't know, or oh, they were given this land, oh, but they didn't understand the concept of taxes.
That is the truth. What do you mean?
Okay.
That is the truth.
Okay.
That is a fact.
Okay. So why do we have the highest? So do tell me, why do we have the highest foreclosures in America? Why does the black family have more? We are literally triple of foreclosures than any other race in America. Do tell. Is it because we were slaves and didn't know any better?
Of course not. But we're talking about back then. Don't mix the two.
Okay.
Of course, I know that motherfuckers don't keep up their land. I know that for a fact. It happened to my aunt. I'm not disputing that. But we're talking about.
We lost the whole city. We lost the whole city.
Here you go, fucking moving conversations and shifting it.
I'm talking about reparations. I'm talking about those who inherited. I'm talking about those who inherited.
Talk about that. Don't move it to fucking today. And why motherfuckers don't got their fucking shit today? Here you are moving the shit again. You fucking sliding more.
We're talking about reparations. Kenneth, we're talking about reparations. And I'm telling you, Notorious. Okay. Okay.
You skating harder than a fucking damn.
You can get emotional all you want to. But the fact still remains.
Because you're a fucking ice skater. You skating like shit.
Listen, you can get emotional all you want to, but the fact of the matter is that notorious possession is literally against the law. It's literally against the law. So here we are, leading in foreclosures. No one has land seized and seizures of our property faster than black Americans. No one. No one's losing land in the rate we are. Look at our inheritance. Come on, bro. Like let's call a spade. We talk all this slave shit all you want to. That shit sounds wonderful, dog. Every time niggas inherit something, what we do with it? Tell me, Kenneth. You know what niggas doing. We selling it. There is no pride. There's zero pride in it. So if you want to feel sorry.
You just said we going to reparations. That's what the fuck you just said. Now you're talking about niggas losing land today.
We lost the whole city, Kenneth. That was reparations. Kenneth,
oh my God.
What happened in D.C. was reparations, Kenneth.
Okay.
I tried to explain to you, but you got all mad and got in your feelings. So we're going to talk about it.
Hey, you skating, yo. You a fucking ice skater.
Okay.
You dominate all
Okay.
this shit.
Okay, Kenneth. So Kenneth, can we let's get on the same page. Stop with all the deflections. Let's get on the same page. So let's say, for example, a slave was freed, right? He got 40 acres of land. Okay. The slave somehow who don't say, oh my God, let's get back on topic, man. Come on.
Because you trying
Come on,
to be
man.
the leader of a conversation that
Okay.
you don't even know.
Okay, Kenneth. Okay, Kenneth. Kenneth.
Actually studies this. And you've refuted everything that I've said throughout this whole conversation.
You studied this? So just because you studied, I mean, I didn't study nothing. So basically, you studied, I did nothing.
Didn't I tell you that I have experience with this with my family and their land?
Okay.
Didn't I tell you that I there was a study done by UNC Chapel Hill? I told you I actually did, and you refuted that. You're refuting the facts that I've literally presented. And what you presented throughout this conversation, what is it? Other than being the leader of going right and going left.
Okay, so
here's the you can't debate and be the moderator at the same time.
Okay, so here's the thing. Since you're going to use the UNC study and that's all fine and dandy, so can I use my thesis statement? Can I use my fucking thesis that I got my MBA? Can I use it?
Is it coming from factual or is it coming from your thoughts?
Well, they gave me a motherfucking MBA for it, so I think it probably came from some facts.
Look, I don't know. I'm just asking a question.
They gave me a master's in it. I graduated top of my class, so I think it probably has some facts in it.
Okay.
Would you like to know what my thesis was on? Would you like to know?
Sure.
Black wealth and the crumble of the black family. I literally dated from slavery till now. So I think I know a little something. So if you can use UNC all you want to.
Okay.
They put a Harry Potter cloak on my motherfucking ass and gave me a master's. It's framed.
Okay, so your
the thesis is 26 pages.
Your little thesis.
No. There's nothing little about it. There's nothing little about it.
Are you kidding me?
Do you want me to finish? 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 I was awarded a fellowship.
University research for your thesis statement. That's what I'm saying.
I was awarded a $75,000 fellowship to further my research. Jesus Christ. This is just my little degree. This is just my little degree and my little research that I did. That's all. Nothing major.
Compared to you,
it's nothing. It's nothing, man. It's nothing at all. You know, it's just a master's degree. They're getting bitches out to anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Do my law degree not count either?
Because you talking to one that has one as well. All right. So
does my law degree not work either?
That as well. So
does my law degree not work either?
Yes, damn.
Since you have a cousin, since you have a cousin who's been to jail twice and read a few books, does my law degree not work either?
Yo, I'm not saying it doesn't work, but what I'm saying is if a top-tier university conducts research over years on a subject, you can't sit here and say that means nothing compared to your
How much of the research have you read?
I read the whole.
How much research? How much of their research have you read? If they did a whole year studies of it, how much research have you read? Because if you tell me you read one motherfucking article, so you read an article, right. So your article is more sufficient than my 26 fucking page thesis.
I never said that. I didn't say that. I said that this is.
You literally tried to downplay my degree. You literally tried to downplay. You literally tried to downplay.
I downplayed your degree because you downplayed their years of research.
Did you just tell me? Did you not just tell me that they did years of research?
Get it out.
Kenneth, if you just told me you have a master's degree. If you have a master's degree, do tell the people how long. Perfect. Then do tell how long a thesis takes.
It takes quite a long time.
Quite a long time. Would that time include years?
Well, for me, it didn't take years. It took me a few months to do it.
Come on,
yeah.
Kenneth. Come on, Kenneth. It's certain shit you can't. It's certain shit you can't refute. You know I didn't get that master to have that thesis. You know I did not get that I did not get that master to have my thesis completed. You know that's 2 years. You know it. The fellowship then follow up was another 3 years. That's 5 years.
I know it.
That's 5 years, bro.
It takes 2 years to get a master's, but it does not take 2 years to write a fucking thesis.
Your thesis is completed at the very end, Kenneth. That's the last step.
Exactly, the last step, but it does not take you 2 years to write that.
You don't get your degree without your thesis being approved.
I know that, but it doesn't take you 2 years to write a thesis.
So the 2 years which brought me to my so once again the 2 years of going to the research of it for me to graduate, top of my class once again, and did my fellowship. So I want to ask you again. How are you going to tell my little degree compared to this fucking article you read once? You read an article, a half a paragraph article, and you're going to tell me how life works.
I'm not telling you how life works. I'm telling you that this is the study that they conducted.
You changed one motherfucking tire, now you think you're on AutoZone.
Oh my gosh. I'm not saying I know it all. I'm saying that they know. They know. Stop switching up my fucking words. I said they know. They did years of research. I never said I ain't do shit, but read the fucking article and read the fucking graphs and look at the numbers. That's what I did. I didn't do any work. They did. But you were the one that were minimizing their work. I'm not saying that I know it all. I just know what I fucking read. And I know that they did years of studying this. That's what I said.
Kenneth.
Now, are we going to do reparations?
Yes, Kenneth, Kenneth, I never wanted to leave. Kenneth, I never wanted to leave, buddy. I never wanted to leave, buddy.
Talk about the fucking thesis for the rest of the night.
I never wanted to leave, but I just want to know how it's possible, how you going to tell me about the years of research and then you only read one article. You read one article.
Talk about reparations.
You read one article, bro. You read one article. You going to tell me about wealth and how wealth is accumulated. You read one article.
Are we gonna talk about reparations?
You have one. You don't even have the background to even have this conversation with me. I'm doing it because you asked because I'm trying to be polite.
Okay.
Yours in communication. Yours in communication. Your master is in communication.
You've been condescending to me throughout this whole
conversation. Hey man. I'm fucking this cat. You hold the tail. I'm fucking this cat. You hold the tail because you got to your shit's in communications.
Right. And
I ain't told you nothing about no fucking PR.
I'm giving you what you're giving me, sir.
No, you can't. You can't give me what I'm giving you. You want to know why?
Are we going to talk about reparations?
My shoes don't fit you, boss. My shoes don't fit you, boss.
Are we going to talk about reparations?
You can't park in my parking spot. You can't give me what I give you. You can't park in my parking spot. Now let me know when you're ready to get. I'm ready whenever you are. As long as you know you can't park in my parking spot. You can't park in my parking spot, boss. Get to it. Butthurt. I completed that in 2010. I did that in 2010. Get your weight up. Get your weight up. Get your weight up. I did it in 2010. Come on now. Come on, man. Get to it. Come on, man. I'm ready for you. I'm waiting on you, boss. I just want you to know you can't park in my parking spot. That's all I'm telling you. Go ahead, man.
I don't want
I'm listening.
Your spot, bro, because that's your spot.
You can't either because you ain't earned that. You ain't earned that. Come on now.
I would never want to.
You can't earn that. Come on, man.
It's your spot.
Come on, man.
Like I said, in regards to reparations, you cannot lump everybody together as if everybody was well equipped with the knowledge to keep the land that was either given to them or bought. All of them are not the same. Yes, some people went back, others didn't. Nonetheless, what is owed to them and their children who never received it, for those who were hung on trees throughout the Jim Crow era. All of that torture, all of that was stolen from them is owed. That is the biggest debt America owes is to the slavery, the people who come from the descendants of slavery. That is the greatest debt of America. And my point is if Obama can give reparations to some fucking Jews, then surely the people in Tulsa are owed, the descendants of slaves that can prove that they are descendants of slaves are owed. Nobody's talking about Kuta Kinte and fucking Buddha Benga who flew their ass over here from Nigeria. Nobody's talking about them. Everybody knows that they don't like us. Everybody knows that they look down on us. We're not talking about Kuta fucking Kinte. We're talking about the descendants of slaves who can prove, just like myself, just like Shannon. I believe Shannon wrote that her people trace back their lineage. That's what I'm speaking of. I'm not talking about those other people.
Okay, Kenneth, here's my thing, okay? I agree with you. The debt is owed, okay? Are we on the same page that the debt can't be paid if we're not even from, if we can't even classify as a native to this land? Why is the debt, okay, let me break it down to you. How can you hold America's feet to the fire to pay said debt when the motherfuckers who sold us, feet ain't been held to the fire?
I mean, bro, that's neither here nor there. I mean, I hear what you're saying.
It works both ways. But it's here, though, Kenneth. It's here, though. Because there's no way possible.
Yo, okay. I hear what you're saying, but it's comparing apples to oranges. They're still over there in fucking Africa, okay? When they sold us, and I don't believe that all of the people were sold. I believe some people were stolen, okay? So for the ones that sold us, okay, yeah, they sold us. But they did not come over here and ride in those ships and get to the American land and put us through what we went through. The white people did. And for the people who were already here, residing in New York City, Central Park was once named Seneca Village. It was the land of black people before the slaves came over here. And when the motherfuckers got over here, the white people kicked them out of Seneca Village.
Okay.
And
Kenneth, we're on the same page. Kenneth, we're on the same page. We're on the same page with this, okay? We're on the same page. The premise of reparations is that people say we owe reparations because America was built on the backs of slaves, right? Our ancestors built America. You know what I'm saying? They built America on our backs, pretty much. You see what I'm saying? We laid down a foundation for what is America, okay? Americans, white people, pretty much reap the benefit from us, right?
Right.
So said debt should be paid back to us. Okay, and they still do. And I'm fine with that. We're on the same page. But it's impossible to literally execute said debt if the person who sold the slave isn't being held accountable. We as black people, we as Adolfs are sitting up here telling us, you owe us a debt. Y'all bought us. But what about the people who sold it? If I come up to you and say, Kenneth, I got a brand new PlayStation 5. Get it from me right now, $200. If the cops come and pull you over, bro, and it's inside the car, it ain't just you going to jail. It's both of us.
I understand.
So when are you going? You have to hold those. You have to hold those who sold us accountable also.
Right. I understand what you're saying, but what you're doing is exactly what people do in relationships. When the fucking guy tells the girl, oh, you did this to me and that hurt my feelings. And then the girl says, well, you did, blah, 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 blah. Nothing gets solved that way. That's just like when people saying, oh, the cops killing black people, and then they say, well, black people killing black people too. That's apples and oranges, okay? That's literally bypassing what we need to handle at hand, which is holding fucking Caucasoids in up to the fucking fire. We're not talking about
Kenneth, if I want a solution.
Fucking tortured us first.
But Kenneth, I want a solution. But Kenneth, I want a solution.
And then later.
But Kenneth, I want a solution. The problem is that even the people here refuse to get rid of this whole African American thing. This is why we don't have a seat at the table, bro. You have to keep it 100. I know we ain't been sitting out on this call, but you got to feel where I'm coming from. As long as you're going to associate yourself with Africa, America. So do you know what the powers that be gonna say? Okay, cool, we'll pay your reparations. Go prove that you can go get your part of reparations from Africa first. Since you're African American, go get the debt that's owed to you from Africa, then come back and get your debt from here.
I understand what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
So now you see the problem with that.
No, I said in other calls that we need to be at the table and decide what our name is. I've said that on another call before. So I understand what you're saying. I never said that I did not. All I am saying is that if you could trace your great peoples back to slavery, that is all the proof that you need. You don't, your name, whether you're African American, whether you're black, that's fucking apples and oranges compared to the facts presented. The facts presented is that my great grandmother was a slave, and that is a documented fact that my grandmother holds. She don't need to present no fucking skin color or whether she's Irish or African or it goes back to her great grandmother. So I hear what you're saying, but to me that's getting into the logistics of things.
Well, we have to get to the logistics of it though, Kenneth, because the fact of the matter is if it's a debt, the debt's not going to be paid until they're obligated to pay it. That's what they debt, bro.
And the fact is that the blood is traced. That's all you need to know is that the blood is traced and that there's documentation proving that.
But Kenneth, the blood's been there. We're 4 generations removed, so we know the blood's been there. But in order for this debt to be enforced, we have to get to the logistics of it. We have to get to the bottom of it. We have to fulfill all debts in order for us to get what was basically promised to us, what should have been given to us. Now, here's the thing: I want you to hear me out on this. I'm not against reparations. I have no beef with it. The problem is the logistics of it is not going to go the way you want it to. The problem is when you're talking about ADOS and you keep doing the concept of ADOS, you and I both know it ain't going to be just us getting this shit. It ain't going to be just us because as long as we're considered African Americans, it's a Rick Boy and them getting a cut too. As long as it's considered ADOS and we have to trace back things, okay? What strings will come along with it? Because I know you don't think that we're gonna get we're gonna get money the same way Jews got money. I know you're smarter than that.
No, I understand that. I totally, like I said, I understand where you're coming from. That other people are going to want to come in, but other people cannot come in if we came together and created our own system in which how it's going to be dispersed. The same way when we had affirmative action. That was ours until we opened the fucking gate to let white women in and all these other people in. But it was ours first. So I get what you're saying with all of that, but my whole thing is DNA is enough. And if DNA wasn't enough, then it wouldn't be upheld in court when people are trying to find out who the fuck their baby daddy is. If DNA was not enough, then these people would not be on child support. So DNA should be enough for my grandmother to be paid what is owed to her. Because if it's enough to prove that you're the daddy, then motherfucker, it's enough to prove that I'm a descendant of a slave. That's all I'm saying.
Kenneth, I'm fine with that, but there's 2 problems with that. Okay, if we're going through an accessory type situation to where, you know what I'm saying, let's say we doing it from a standpoint of, okay, we trace it back, you prove the DNA. But what about the other things that come back in the DNA also, though? What if inside your DNA, you might have done some things in your past you ain't too proud of? Right. How do you think that's going to play out? What about those, okay? So let's say, for example, you may have shot a few niggas in the past. You got away with it. Your DNA pop up. Your DNA linked to this or whatever the case may be. Now, you owe this debt regardless of what you did in the past. So what happened to your $1.8 million now, Kenneth? Because you're going to prison.
Well, then that's your problem. Look, that don't got nothing to do with me and my family. And but you understand. But Kenneth, I'm asking these questions from a logistics standpoint because this gonna come along with it. The next thing you said was, Kenneth, you said it about 30 minutes ago. You had said that basically the debt doesn't have to be paid just in cash. It could be like from an educational standpoint. When Adolf already came out and said there are ways. There are other
ways. I know. I'm saying, but you said that was an option. But those who speak for Adolf said that's not sufficient. They talking about cash money. They talking about cash money and checks only. So me and you value education, but how many people do though?
No, Yvette Carnell is the co-founder of the ADOS movement. Okay,
I've met her before. Brilliant woman.
Brilliant woman, and I watch her
Brilliant
show
woman
every week. Okay, faithfully, and she focuses on what? The numbers, the numbers, the numbers. I've been watching her for years. Okay, so I know for a fact that she is not only speaking about the money, she's speaking about other things. Her and what's his name? The other co-founder. Damn, I forgot his name. But I know for sure that I've been following her, and I know for sure she always talks about the numbers, and she is speaking about the money that's owed, but she's also talking about other ways, like with education.
Yes,
she
and Kenneth, Kenneth, people, and Kenneth, the people who are challenging her are all saying the same thing. It's not fair to give us an education incentive. It's not fair to give us a small business loan incentive because what if you don't want to go to school? What if you don't want to start your own business? See, we're trying to
give it to your children.
No, and they're saying it's not sufficient, Kenneth, and that's what the problem. That's what I'm talking about. How niggas are not happy with anything because they're saying that's not sufficient. They're saying that my grandmother experienced this, and I want my check. I want to run it up. Now, Kenneth, you and I both know if they give us $1.8 million in the form of a gift, you know it comes with the form of a gift. You know we got to file on our taxes. You know. How many of us going to prison after we get our check, Kenneth?
A lot, probably.
You know you can't defeat the IRS. You can't defeat God. So you know we going to prison. Then so you see like these are the questions that's going to come along with it because here's the whole thing. The idea of giving us this large amount of money, we keep thinking it's going to solve our motherfucking problems, and that's not true. Because you and I both know if you can't balance $100, you can't balance $1,000. You can't balance 1,000, you can't balance 10,000. You can't balance 10,000, you can't balance 100,000, and then it goes to the next million. You and I both know that. So we lack.
I'm definitely not refuting what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, that we lack the financial education. We lack that. And I'm not saying, I never said that we don't. I know that we do. That is a huge problem. That is why I said that mental health and education, finance education should be a part of that system. That's all that I'm saying. My point is that I just don't want people, there have been many people saying, fuck reparations, and we don't need it, and this, that, and the third. That is a problem for me. That's all that I'm saying. That for the people, that's what I got from what you said in the call that I listened to.
No, first of all, that wasn't me though. That's the whole thing. That was Professor Schroeder. That wasn't me. And damn, I don't think he's saying.
Y'all sound alike. Damn, y'all sound
and that's alike. And I'm fine with that. At this point, I've given up. But here's the thing. He wasn't saying fuck it. What he's saying is he don't agree with it because he's not going to base his livelihood on that. Like, Kenneth, you got to understand something. This is just a debate. To some niggas, they really waiting for their check to come in the mail.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Trust me. Niggas really think their check is coming.
And look, I'm sorry to hear that motherfucker is thinking like that. I truly am. But I would hope that you would think that I think differently. I told my grandmother they were fighting over her will. My mother and them were fighting over a will, and I'm like, why are you fighting over something that is not even yours? You didn't work for that. So if you get something from her will, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But don't be waiting on her to fucking die to get what you think that she's going to give her. I don't care about that. Do you see what I'm saying? But I feel as though that it's owed. Now, I don't care if I ever receive anything in my lifetime because I know that I'm set up for my future. I know that I'm set up right now. I'm good. So I'm not, it's neither here nor there for me personally. But I'm saying for our people as a whole, they will work for free. They work for free. And now their families are owed this money. That's all I'm saying. That the people are owed the money, the resources, the land, the education. We're owed that, the mental health treatment. We're owed all of that because when you let loose all of those people, like I said, just like you have people in a mental institute and you just let them roam free in New York City, that's why last summer motherfuckers were stabbing people in the ass walking through the subway. Motherfucker pushed someone on a fucking subway rail and they died. Why? Because they had mental health issues in the fucking mental hospitals, letting them just roam New York City free, and they just went on a fucking rampage like the fucking Bird Box. Literally. So what I'm saying is that our people were let loose without the education. And then when we got, certain groups got our stuff, like the Black Wall Street people, the Black Wall Street in Raleigh, North Carolina, different places, the Move Africa movement out of Philly. It's so many different places that came up to try to rise above, and unfortunately, it was taken down, many by white society. Now, some other parts were taken down by ourselves, okay, but I look at that as the motherfuckers that got loose out the fucking mental institute without the antivirus. That's how I look at it.
Well, Kenneth, look, I don't know much about the virus and antivirus, but I'm going to tell you like this, man. A wise man said history repeats itself if you don't change the steps moving forward. This is my biggest fear, man. You give everybody $1.8 million, okay? They go out here and throw $400 in the strip club, bought all the exotic weed, then made Jordan made Jordan turn into Jeff Bezos. This nigga selling shoes on Amazon now. And then when it's all said and done, our great grandkids are simply making excuses for us saying, well, yeah, they got reparations, but man, they didn't have any financial literacy. Like sooner or later, you gotta break this cycle because currency has a flow to it. Every last one of us who's in the den right now has been in contact with money. Some may have a little bit more than others, some have a little bit less, but it always flows. Money comes and goes. It's gonna come and go. Currency gonna always flow. It's gonna always come and go. What are we doing to prepare ourselves for it? So yeah, we can sit up here and talk about give us a check. But bro, is this all finna get thrown at, y'all gonna spend $300,000-$400,000 a year eating crawfish and drinking Hennessy? Like fam, this has to end. Because truth be told, as fun as it sounds, you and I both, that's a harsh reality.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I get it. But all I'm saying is, like, there are plenty of times where people say that you don't need an income tax check in February because you're just going to give it back to the white man, but it's what is owed to you, okay? So it's yours to fuck up. That's my point. Just because people might do whatever, do this and that and the third, that's on them. But if you don't get your income tax check, if you get one, look at that whole concept, bro. But Kenneth, look at the whole concept. You said that your income tax to go fuck up, and that's not what that's for, man. It's tax relief. It's for the things you've already purchased to relieve yourself from and get ahead of these bills, not create new ones. We don't even understand that concept. If you can't even get $5,000 or $6,000, and you know it's coming once a year and fuck it up, Lord have mercy. What are you gonna do at $1.8 million? Let me just think about this. We get $1.8 million. I guarantee you, Khan's gonna be still coming to niggas' house picking up their motherfucking furniture that they ain't pay on. You got $1.8 million. How you getting your motherfucking 70-inch TV repossessed? You're right. But
financial literacy is terrible, man.
I get it. But my thing is, instead of just saying no, we don't need it. My thing is, then bring up a solution to help these people in the mind instead of just saying no. That's my issue with people who are just shutting this down. You can't just shut this down because you're saying what we're just going to spend it. Well, if you think that, then try to be of service and help the people. And then if you're not going to be of service to help the people, then I think that you should just shut the fuck up.
It's not that I'm shutting down. And the fact of the matter is, believe it or not, you got to be real with yourself. The majority of people don't want your help. They don't want our help. They want the 1.8 and they go into Magic City, bro. You have got to accept it. Niggas got that 1.8 million, and the first place he going to is going to go cash the motherfucker. That just shows you, as funny as it sounds, if they gave us a check right now for 1.8 million, I guarantee you, J.P. Morgan Chase was literally trying to find ways to cash the motherfucker. Not deposit, cashing it.
You're right, but just because 5 don't want help does not mean you maybe could reach 1. Like, you can't just throw everybody away because everybody is not the same. And that's my issue. Black people, we are not a monolith. Like, we is different people in our society. So there may be some people who you may think that it's unreachable. Just like kids in class that you think all the fucking kids in class are bad, but no, there are a couple in there that are reachable that you can change. But you just cannot throw them all away because of maybe, I'm not even going to say the majority because that's giving it too much. I don't believe the majority of us are fucked up. I don't believe
Kenneth,
it. I don't believe the
Kenneth,
majority.
Kenneth,
Majority of us.
I have a challenge for you. I have a challenge for you, okay? Because you said that basically you want me to reach one person, okay? So I have a challenge for you because I'm trying to reach you. I want to open your mind to something, okay? Of every president, me and you around the same age. You in your 30s, right?
I'm 33. Praise God.
Okay, we're the same age, okay? Perfect. This is perfect. Have you ever heard a president say that, hey, look at all my African American friends. This country was built on your back, off your blood, sweat, and tears. Have you ever heard a president say that?
Nope.
The only person I've ever heard say that is Donald J. Trump. Have you ever seen a president donate $200 million to HBCUs?
Nope. Well, I don't know. I haven't done the research, so I don't know.
Well, you can do the research, and I guarantee you're going to come back and say Donald J. Trump is the only one. My challenge to you is that I want you to do more research on Trump, and I want you to be in the voting booth 2020. Because if there's any chance for you, for as much I pass you off for reparations, the only way you're going to get is through Trump. I'm being real with you. He's the only one that's ever even came out and said anything that powerful when it comes to the idea of who we are as a people. That's Adolf.
Well, see, I have to kind of.
I'm challenging you.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm going to fail the challenge.
And Kenneth, guess what? It's fine. You want to know why? Because when I challenge you and you do the research, your eyes going to be open.
Let me finish. I'm not failing the challenge because it's who he is. I was just talking with Honcho earlier that, I don't give a fuck about none of them because I think it's all smoke and mirrors. I think it's scripted. I think these are puppets. I don't think the voting thing is even real. That's what I think. And with the Donald Trump shit, I respect his.
Oh shit. Okay. I don't know what happened there. I think it hit the 90-minute mark and cut out. Because I was actually going to say in 90 minutes, I was going to say, all right, we got to. I just realized something. Okay, we gonna count this thing down. There's a lot to confirm there. A lot of stuff going on. But I clicked it. Y'all saw my hands were free. All right? Y'all saw my hands were free when the. Fucking hate y'all. My hands were free. I was trying to let the conversation go, so maybe, we figure out one way or another, but it cut out. I don't know if I do have to reset this fucking bitch. I hope it ain't no bullshit like that. But here's the deal. I said 2 hours. We had 2 and some change. It was very interesting. Obviously, Oprah has done nothing, so we haven't spoke much on Oprah. Miss Yasmin left. There was something I wanted to address that she said. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to do one of two things, man. We are going to get in the mixer here shortly. But I don't know if... Yeah, it was a 90-minute call. So that definitely took up most of the den. And so I know y'all are like, what? But yeah, God damn it, we didn't get to den. So we'll take 2 more calls. Okay? What's the motherfucking deal we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey man, Solis.
Solis. What's the motherfucking deal, Mr. Solis?
Not so much, man. Just chilling. Just been a busy holiday, so just chilling with family.
Okay.
How about you?
Man, it's been cooler, man. Me and Shitty Scotty.
Oh. Well, no, man, that was an interesting conversation. It was a long one, but it was cool.
Okay. What did you find most interesting from it?
Well, I'm kind of was it prepaid? That's too far, right?
It was prepaid and Kenneth Fitzgerald.
Yeah, but prepaid has said people should be called just American, and this really goes for all nationalities. So besides white people, because you have Mexican American, you have African American, you have Native American. First of all, I have Native American in me. I have a significant amount. My dad was dark red skin looking guy. Like, you could tell he had a lot of Native American in me, in him. And then I have a great grandma, real Native American looking. So American, like Native American, like the concept for that is just it's diluted, like in the bank system. And so this is common. So most people don't think about that. But when it comes to white people, it just says, American.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just interesting to look at. Like, he pointed out some interesting stuff that people don't look at most of the time. I pointed this out when I was doing filling out an application one time.
Mm-hmm.
It said Middle Eastern people were and Northern African people were considered white.
Mm-hmm.
Like, generally speaking, Northern African, I don't give a fuck. You could be light skinned, you still gonna be considered black.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, or even Middle Eastern, you're gonna be considered. You from the Middle East, you a brown person, you're not white.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just like little things like that he was pointing out, but I mean, it was a really good conversation.
Okay. So maybe change the perspective of the way you saw some things, or
Nah, man. I mean, like, really, like, I'm an open person, so it was just cool listening to see other people's perspectives on it. I mean, so, like, but I'm too young for Oprah, man. I mean, her ass was kind of retiring when I was understanding politics.
Yeah. I don't even think she was more talking about women's problems and stuff. I don't think she talked about it. I mean, I couldn't tell you. All I know is I think Peggy used to eat bonbons and watch Oprah. I don't know. I can't tell you too much about any of the shows she actually did, but where she's transitioned to, and kind of what she's doing now is very intriguing.
So I'll tell you, like, the one Oprah episode I remember is during when Obama was getting the 2008 election, like in school.
Mm-hmm.
They would try to have the propaganda up, and it was a big thing because he was the first black president or whatever. But even with that, so like Obama's actually mixed,
Yes.
like he's raised, his mom was white,
Right.
So a lot of people before didn't consider him black.
Yes.
Because he had a white mom.
Mm-hmm.
So before even he was president, right? He was considered. He had like his whole thing was the first mixed candidate, where like it wasn't anything to do with black. It wasn't until he was actually like in the running for, I guess, like the top two, where he actually switched it to like the first black president to get more votes or whatever, more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the Obama situation is intriguing. Again, people are going to have their own perspective on it. Some people say, if you're mixed and you're mixed with black, then you're automatically black. Some people say, if you're mixed, then you're mixed. It's its own kind of identity. And I think that we have certain individuals, we saw kind of with the Kamala Harris situation, that people lean to whatever's convenient, especially in politics, whatever's beneficial for their campaign is what they are at that time.
So let's talk about this Trump man real quick.
Okay.
Because I personally don't like him. I don't think he's fit to be president or whatever.
Why not?
Just in my eyes.
What is it that you don't like about Trump?
I mean, I just think he's kind of scandalous, man. I mean, dealing with Russia, like, you saw the post on Facebook I posted. I see two sides of every coin.
Mm-hmm.
I just see, legit stuff happening where this country is going to get sold to the highest bidder, which we was doing. He was talking to Putin.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing Russia wants is America, and one thing that any military person would probably tell you they would probably go scared to go to war with is probably Russia.
But what actually happened with Russia? I mean, because you trust me, the Democrats have been looking to get rid of him for the entire term that he's been in, and they've been an extensive investigation, and they dug deep and attacked Facebook and everything else. But what was the real result of his connection with Russia? What did they come across with him?
All they know is that There's some tapes out there, right, of him fucking some little girls or whatever. He was a perverted shit. Which, to be honest with you, probably every fucking one does it up in that type of world. They're old white dudes, not to be surprised, with fucking money. So I'm sure they all do that type of shit. But I'm sure he was talking with Pooh, and I'm sure they have something up there, some type of allegation they're just not trying to put out for whatever reason. Or this and that they can't find. But I mean, listen. The same conversation I asked you a while back. Do you think America will be here in 10 years? And you really stuck on it because you didn't know how to answer that question.
So do I think that America will be here in 10 years?
In 10 years or like 10 to 30 years, how America will look, and if it's going to be the same thing or the values will be the same?
No, values will absolutely not be same. We will be a moralless, soulless country. And what I mean by that is that it'll be a country where anything goes, everything is acceptable. There are no standards. There are no principles. I don't believe that there will be any integrity of any kind. Everything is a go. We celebrate people for foolishness now. Well, that's just who they are. We should just let them be. Yeah, but there's a such thing as shame, and shame keeps things in order. You know, if that's who you are, be who you are in private. You don't have to express yourself. I think there's a certain protocol we should follow in society, and I think now that we're trying to tell everybody is everything, everybody should do whatever. Basically, want people fucking and shitting on the streets is where we're headed. And again, I think actually the reason why, like I said, I'm not a Trump supporter, but why I think Trump is beneficial is because some of those things are staying in order, or I think that the conservative ideal is important because I think that's keeping some of those things from being much more prevalent. I really don't. I don't see a lot going on with the left or what they're promoting, what they're trying to push, especially with this election season coming up. A lot of it is questionable. That the ideas that they're trying to push to the forefront, the things that they're supporting.
That's the thing too. So you have all these retarded ass ideas people trying to push, which basically means there's no good candidate. It's like the last two presidency terms. When Obama was going for a second election, Mitt Romney wasn't a really good candidate. He was okay, but like, I mean, I feel like people could have stepped up and been there, but it's whatever. And then others just say it's a crazy ass shit. It makes you not even want to vote for anyone. That's the crazy thing. So you basically choosing pick your poison. What do you want? Do you want Trump? Do you want this? Do you want him to say some more stupid shit? And this, and have more controversy, what he does, this, and see what the fuck happens? Or do you want some retarded ass person in here making some stupid rules trying to change what we do? But first of all, I think people underestimate the Constitution and what the power of people have. Like, we as people could do a lot of shit. And that's made in the U.S. government. Like, we as the people, we can sign something and just put our minds to it, and we all collectively do something and do it.
But that's an important thing that you said, though. Collectively, that's the key word. Yeah, do you think America is collective on any ideas at this point? I mean, do you think that we are collective on anything? A lot of the ideals are transitioning, for lack of a better word, in this country. People are much more progressive, if you will, looking to venture into new areas and new things and hope that they work. Or you kind of have a tried and true system that does have flaws, but maybe could use some tweaking, not necessarily, I think, an entire overhaul. Like, what would you rather do? Just jump all into something new and hope that it works, or maybe expand on what you got going and tweak it over time? And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, because with a lot of these people, we're just gonna like Joe Biden with the thing he said the other day. They talking about, hey, in favor of green jobs, would you be willing to lose tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of jobs? Well, yeah, absolutely. The answer is yes. Didn't think twice about it. And so it's like, what about those people? They're working, they're providing for their families, and so you just how quickly he was able to dismiss them. tens of thousands, that's a lot of people. That's a lot. That's not just those individuals. You got to think about the families that they're supporting. What happens to them? So it's not just one person. It's not tens of thousands. It could be 4 or 5 more people in that household. That could be 500,000. It could be a whole lot of people who would be affected by these policies and expect them to learn something new, do something different. And it's not just that. That's a small thing, but I think there's a lot of different things across the board that will impact millions of other people that I think would have less benefit for a smaller number of people, but just to appease those other people. So that's why I think that there's a lot of questions that I have. Are certain things detrimental? Absolutely, but it's never going to be perfect. You have to. There's going to be an exchange. There's going to be some give and take that you have to, trade-offs, if you will, for things to happen. That's just the way it is. That's just how society works. That's just how the economy is going to work. And I mean, you have to kind of accept that. But what were you saying?
For what you had asked me, I'm going to say no. We're not going to ever collectively, as one group of people, of American people, and just see each other as American people. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I feel like as more generations go, we want to find our roots and find where we came from, and that's not a bad thing because everybody wants to know where they come from, and so that's why you have so much people trying to take pride in now, and so and just in their culture of whatever it is, because they want to be closer to their roots, and as generations go, they're going to have more of a feeling of missing their past ancestors, of what they did traditionally in their culture. That's what I think.
Okay. I can't dispute that. Look at it. I think there is a sense of pride in knowing your history and things like that. But I think also when you live in a society that is a melting pot of people, that again, I think that's where the trade-off comes. Like
we're a melting pot of a lot of different things. We take a lot of aspects and we change it in some little way or whatever.
But like I said, that's part of the trade-off in my opinion. Like to be a part of the society, you can be you can be the individual, but then there's certain rules that the greater society has that for the best advancement of that society that I think you have to participate in. When an individual puts their own personal issues, their own personal pride over the greater good, and you're being selfish, I think it's kind of ignorant. And I think that's how a lot of people now, well, I feel this way and I want this and I want that. Well, how does that impact everyone else? Because you personally feel you want these things because you're looking at it on a personal level. What about everybody else? How is everybody else impacted by the decisions that you make, or if these things were to change, if these rules were to switch up? So I don't think most people look at it like that. I think most people, especially this younger generation, looks at it the me. What do I get out of it type situation.
Okay. So let me ask you a question real quick.
Yes, sir.
So were you in Austin, like in the 80s back in the day? Were you? Because I've heard a lot of stories of where, I've heard a lot of stories where Austin was like, it was on, this is like a melting pot of college towns. It's not just UT, there's different colleges or whatever, but on the east side of Austin, it was historically black, and they had eventually gentrified it and moved all the black people out, raised the prices and stuff like that. And so I want to get what people were saying though. I want to ask him, is that basically the same thing as like, gentrifying, something like that? And he was saying that, y'all owned a city or whatever?
Yeah, essentially the same thing. Here's the thing, man. You can't gentrify without the option to buy, and here's the thing. So if people aren't selling, how do you take something over? You can't, unless it's like some type of government. What's I forgot what it is. It's not manifest destiny. I forgot what the thing is. But if people aren't selling, you can't buy it. If people haven't let it go, into what's the word? Basically have like tax issues where you can basically go pay the taxes and you can own the property, and that happens all over the place. So the thing is, like, if you're not keeping up with your neighborhoods, if you're not embracing the neighborhoods, the value goes down. So then people with a little bit of money, well, okay, I can come wipe this out. This is nothing. I'm going to come take this and I'm going to clean this up. It takes nothing to clean it up. I'm just going to put a little bit of investment into it, and it happens. A lot of people right now would rather have the money than the responsibility of owning foreclosure. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. An eminent domain. That's the other thing I was thinking of. And So a lot of people, especially in those communities, if you ain't got much else going on, or if this was your parents' home and you've grown up and moved on, well, I don't want to be responsible for that. I don't want to take care of that, or I'm not fucking with that trash ass city, or whatever else it may be. It's a multitude of reasons, and then some of it's just purely irresponsible. And so, well, somebody's offering me some money for it. Fuck it, I'm gonna get this responsibility off, man. I ain't got to deal with the tax. I ain't got to deal with anything else. Yeah, give me that little chunk of change, and I'm gonna move on. Now, somebody says, okay, I have a vision for this. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to make it look nice because then I know that in the long term I can make more money. Well, whose fault is that? If you're not investing in your own community, you're not investing in yourself. You're not investing for your kids. You're not investing in the future of that neighborhood. As much as we love the hood and as much as we represent our hood, we get it tattooed on us and all that other good stuff. We don't want to invest in it. We don't want to clean it up. We don't want to keep it nice and neat. Motherfuckers throw trash on shit. Nobody gives a fuck. So it's like, I'm not mad at gentrification. I mean, it is what it is. It's a natural thing that's going to happen. Because if I have an area that just a little bit of money will change it up, then it is what it is. And then the people who hold out, well, yeah, taxes go up, prices go up. New people move into the neighborhood. It's not going to be the same old thing. It's because of the choices you didn't make. Or the choices when you don't make a choice, you make a choice. But it's because of the decisions that you didn't execute on. So if you say, well, I'm not going to invest in this, we're not as a community going to clean up. But we love the hood, we love each other, but we're not going to clean shit up. We're going to let the crackheads, we're going to let the dope boys do what they do. It is what it is. So we're going to lower the property value. We're going to up the crime rate and all of these things. Then some other people move in and say, well, we're not going to stand for that. God damn it, LA 911. These Negroes are on the corner. They're selling their dope and their pants are saggy. Can you come get them? And they're going to get them asses out of there and they're going to clean up the neighborhoods. It is what it is. Like, you can't be mad at somebody for taking advantage of an opportunity because they've continued to make the right decisions in a situation. And then they capitalize off having either the money or the opportunity or whatever else it may be to strike on these things. So you can't be mad about that. It is what it is. So I'm not mad at gentrification at all.
Who do you think is going to run for? Who do you think is going to win? Do you think Trump's going to be serving another 4 years?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I don't even see. I mean, who's out there is going to pose a threat? That's why I say you got to notice the timing of all of this stuff that happened. Like impeachment, Democratic debate the next day. Again, hoping that they can do something, but yet with the articles, I still believe have not been filed. So, like I say, it's all a timing thing to try to hopefully disrupt the campaign and stumble Trump up. But the reality is the fact that the Democrats do not have a strong enough candidate, and they're hoping that they can cause enough of a ruckus in what's going on to detract a few people and maybe get something going for whoever they push forth or push to the forefront as their candidate. But it's not going to work, and it's not even going to be close. So it's going to be a wrap.
Okay.
All right. Anything else that's on your mind, Mr. Solis?
Well, man, nah, because I think it's gonna be an interesting election, bro. Because we're gonna have a lot of young people voting. There's a lot more young people now than there are y'all. I would say.
But the thing about the young people have the most divisive rhetoric going on. And again, like I say, with the personal stuff, so it's a lot of that. What's the word? Fucking intersectionality going on. So some are mad. Well, it's another white man getting. If Biden gets nominated, they won't vote for him because what's the difference? It's a white man and another white man running. If a woman gets elected, there's some people going, I don't know about that. What is her agenda? If Pete Buttigieg, he's gay and he's not getting elected, some people may not vote. So like I say, I think that there's too much focus on identity politics, intersectionality, and all that bullshit going on one side for them to come together as a unit. I think on the right, people are looking like, hey, we just want to win. We'll take our candidate, we'll get behind him, we'll rally behind him, and even though we may have some differences behind it, we'll figure that out as we deal with it, but we just want to make sure we secure the power position, and then we'll deal with everything else from there. Like I said, on the other side, identity, people are too worried about their own personal identities. I want a candidate that looks like me. And a candidate can look like you and still have all the wrong fucking ideas. You know what I mean? So it is what it is,
Man, it's not going to be, it's going to be at least maybe 4 to 8 more years until we start getting candidates that are, are more ethnic looking at people.
I mean, I think I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be a change. I think what you get, like I said, you get back and forth. So what you get is when you get a strong push one way, like I said, you get Obama, clean cut, talks well, all that other good stuff. You get a strong push the other way. Now you get Trump, who speaks his mind. He's gonna say exactly what he wants, and everything is everything with him up front. I think after Trump, I think you'll get a push back to the other direction. I don't think it'll be so much. I think it'll be something extreme on the left. Like I think that's just kind of how it goes. That people realize I'm tired of this. I don't want this. I want the other thing. I'm tired of this. I don't want this. I want the other thing. And that's just kind of how it goes. That's the trade offs, the back and forth. That's just. I mean, it's been like that since the beginning of time. You know, it's always going to be a back and forth. People think they like one thing for a little while. Things change. People get older, realize their values change, and then they want a little bit of something different. And it just keeps doing that. It keeps doing that. And that's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right, man. But real quick, you know, coming on 2020. What are your predictions of the new decade that's going to happen, man?
We're gonna have a stream about that. I'm gonna say that we're gonna have a stream all about that before the new year comes up.
Most definitely, man. I mean, just looking now, a lot has changed within these last 10 years. In 2010, there's a lot more stuff that you can say acceptable on TV. Now you can't.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
Dawn of a new decade, bro.
Already, it's gonna be real interesting. I think it's gonna be. We'll talk about it. Like I said, we're gonna have a whole stream dedicated to some things going on in 2020. So I got you on that.
All right, man. Appreciate it. I'll catch you later.
All right, bet that's all.
All right, man. Bye.
All right, have a good one. All right. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening? Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Like I said, we'll take one more call before we wind it all down here. Mix the crew up and give y'all some love. I know what is it? Oh, damn, it's already supposed to be one. We'll rock with y'all. Like I said, I can sleep in a little bit tomorrow, so we can go with that. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
What's happening, Angie? It's Jason S.
Jason S. If that is your real name, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty cool. I was angry earlier in the day because of something sports related, but
have you been doing blunts? Have you been doing blunts?
Why do you ask that?
I'm just asking. You know, just asking.
No.
Okay. So, Mr. Jason S., you know, I understand your frustration about something that happened earlier. I'm pretty sure I also do feel frustrated with that. But, you know, why are you feeling better now? What changed your demeanor from earlier?
Well, I had lunch, so that kind of changed. I did have I wasn't angry before the game. I was actually very joyful.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't always that joyful around Christmas time for me, but
Why is that?
it was just one of those moments.
Well, I mean, is there something specific about Christmas time in particular that, you know, causes some grief, some stress, anxiety, or whatever it may be?
Where do I start? Well, a lot of family members drop like flies when Christmas comes around.
Oh, that's not good.
I don't know if it's just a curse. For some reason, a lot of family members really don't stick around for Christmas, and it's so weird too because my dad's ex-wife passed away just 3 days after Christmas. And why I'm bringing this up is because my dad had two kids. They're my half brothers, and they're way older than me. They were one was born in 1990 and one was born in 1993. And then just recently, a family member on my mom's side just just passed away, and my mom went to the funeral today, which was I think in either Victoria or Grand Prairie. I'm not very sure, one of the two, but basically just how it goes around Christmas. And it's so weird too because it also happens around New Year. My grandma lost her life just I think 3 or 4 days after New Year's.
So I have a question. I mean, I'm not trying to be too nosy about it, but is there a similar cause of death in all of these cases, or is it just a variety of things? Are there differences in some of the things that have happened? Like, is there a common tie there?
I don't know. I think it's different. It's definitely different cases for all of them. My dad's ex-wife drowned in the bathtub, and I'm not very sure what the cause of death is for the family member on my mom's side, because it really happened just recently. One like 3 hours before I came downstairs, and my mom was just in tears. I was upstairs and things were perfectly fine. All of a sudden, I come down. Life is a complete wreck. So, and there isn't, if you're wondering about the cause of death, they're different. They range.
So, I mean, and the way you see it, so you just kind of have memories of these people, and it just kind of reignites those thoughts whenever the holidays come around, or maybe you have memories with these people that you don't get to continue on because they're no longer with us. What do you think is the most impactful thing as far as with that? I mean, just missing the people, them not being there. Like, what is it? What is it that impacts you the most?
The one that impacts me the most is definitely when my grandma passed away, because the one on my dad's side, that was the only remaining one when she died, just I think 3 or 4 days after New Year's. And because I did have one on my mom's side, but unfortunately she's gone now. I think she died in 2010 or 2011. I'm not too sure. But that one was really impactful, mainly because of the memories that I had with her, and the fact that I always spent a lot of Christmases with her. And it wasn't each Christmas. It was just, every other Christmas I would spend it with her. And it wasn't fun. I can tell you that. It wasn't very. It was just hard. It was just hard, especially the way that she did pass away, which was a brain tumor, and she was doing great in recovery, and then they find out that the medicines that they gave her was making it even worse, and then after New Year's they just decided to let her off of life support. That was when she passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. Like I said, I understand the situation can be tough, because I also agree, that the holidays can be a tough time, especially when you are so used to spending those with people that you love that are no longer with us. And excuse me, pardon me. And you think about those things. You think about those memories. You think about the good times, whatever it may be, however you may have celebrated, and seeing the smiles on people's faces when family comes together, when friends come together, and things like that. It can be tough, but I think instead of kind of lingering on the fact that they're not there, you got to look at the fact that if they were in pain, if they were suffering from something, well, they're no longer suffering with that. And I know it's kind of a wonky way to look at it, but I mean, you never know what somebody's dealing with on the inside. And if it was, unbearable pain, if it was something that was debilitating them, and it's just that time. Eventually, these things happen. You deal with that, but what you do is instead of focusing on the negative, their absence, you focus on the positive, and that is the times that you did enjoy, the times you saw them smile, the times that you had a good time, and use that more as your focus compared to the negativity. And I think it doesn't change anything, it doesn't bring them back, and I understand that, but I think it can make things a little bit lighter and not as it's not as heavy.
Definitely. And I don't try to I try to have fun, or not really have fun, but just overall, just yeah, they're gone now, but it was kind of the past. Not to be disrespectful to them or anything like that, but just to understand, to move on and just live in the moment. And I try to have, I guess, some holiday cheer, which I find to be a bit cheesy. But then again, after seeing the Amazon commercial where the boxes sing,
Singing boxes.
they really.
It says singing boxes. I must have missed that one.
Yeah. Just look at the commercial and you'll see what I mean. But don't look up singing boxes.
Are you working for Amazon now? Are you promoting for Amazon?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, now you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I did see that one sad commercial. I don't know if it's the same one. The one where was that an Amazon commercial or an Apple commercial? It was something where basically, they went to go see their grandpa, and I think their grandma passed away. So like the little girls, they were on their iPad or something the whole time, and then they took a bunch of pictures and added all that stuff. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw that. Tough stuff. Yeah, and again, but this is what these businesses do. They marketing to touch your feelings and your emotions, and you have this connection. Again, that's why you gotta not only disconnect from ignorant people, you gotta disconnect from the fucking entertainment, man. Because all this shit it's designed. I mean, it's scientific. These people study this. These people, they know how the human psyche operates, and I mean, it's a science to it, and they do these things. As much as we want to feel independent and we're our own creative individual, we're for the most part, we're all the same. We respond the same. We respond to a lot of the same triggers, and that's why certain products continue to sell millions and millions. Certain businesses continue to grow over and over because, like I say, they learn the game, they study it, and they manipulate our thoughts. And manipulate sounds like such a bad word, but if you enjoy the product, if you like what it is, then it's not a bad thing if you're getting benefit out of it. But they find a way to manipulate you to generate interest in the product, and then if you enjoy it, then I don't think it's a bad thing. But so it is what it is.
They ain't gonna be finessing me out of my Samsung Galaxy S7, and I'm gonna be giving that bitch all day. Fuck that.
They working on the finesse right now. They got a commercial just for you. When you watch it, it's over. Man, but Mr. Jason, like I say, man. I'm sorry. What was that?
As soon as I turn on the goddamn TV, they're gonna be like, "You better buy this new fucking iPhone, Jason."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what's gonna happen? Yeah. We're gonna take Daisy and we're gonna brainwash Billy O'Butchin's bitch ass Brian to stay with the Houston Texans.
Oh, that'd be terrible. If Apple had that kind of power, if it was up to me having to become an iPhone user for Bill O'Brien to get fired, as a staunch anti-Apple guy as I am, I might almost consider it. I guess I could always switch back after he's gone, but it's yeah. So,
but yeah, man. I think I should do it. I don't have anything else different to say.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a bet. Well, Mr. Jason, like I say, I hope everything just like I say, you can. I don't want to say get through. I want you to enjoy your holidays with as little turmoil and upset as possible. And like I say, there's always good to come, man. Again, like I say, you remember those people in the good light, the way I think they would want to be remembered for the good that they brought, and you go out and make some more good memories for yourself. It doesn't have to end with those that you've lost.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in, Mr. Jason. Anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
And fuck the Titans.
That works for me, man. That works for me. I can't disagree with that. That's a bit, man. I appreciate it, Jason. I appreciate your call, man.
Thanks for accepting my call.
All right. We're going to wind it down on that. Shout out to Mr. Jason. Mixer Crew, I'm coming for you. Mighty Morphin. Mixer time. Yeah, it can be. It can be. I mean, like, man, your mind plays tricks, so your ghetto boys told you that. And so, you gotta control that thing. You gotta control that thing. What time is it? Damn. All right, here's the deal. Give me 5 to 10 minutes. I'll be on the mixer. Each and every one of you. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We didn't talk that much about Oprah, so fuck it. It is what it is. We'll rock with it like we rock with it. I'll leave the chat open for a little while if y'all want to continue chopping it up and chatting. I'm going to slide over to the den and the den. I'm going to slide over to the mixer crew. I don't even know what the fuck. I've been playing Hitman a lot. I need to play something different, but I'm probably going to end up fucking with some Hitman until I make a better decision. But with that being said, man, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. It is an honor and privilege and a pleasure. Shout out to Jessera. Shout out to Mr. Fitzgerald. I appreciate the love and support, via donations and things like that. Roger, be for real. Because I said so. Because that means I can get off camera. I don't have to be worried about what's really going on. And I can do all kind of shenanigans and nonsense behind the scene. And like I say, it's just a little bit of a different tone to the conversation. So I appreciate all of you for coming here. I thank you all for being here. If you want to come join the mixer, like I said, I'll be there in it's almost about 1:15, so about 1:20, 1:25 at the latest. 10 minutes at the latest, I'll be there. Like I said, we just chop it up and about whatever y'all want to, man. Like I said, no, actually not touching myself. That's very, very questionable. But with that being said, I appreciate all of y'all, man. I wish y'all all the best as the holidays are coming up. We're going to have some very interesting topics around the holidays. And let's just make it shake, man. Fucking Broadway, actually. This is why I'm like, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter if you want the Den updates. Den Show Live on Facebook. Like the Den Show Facebook page. And, well, that's y'all ain't got to get out of here. Y'all ain't got to go home. But y'all should already be at home. It's late. But y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. Until next time tomorrow, 10 p.m. Don't miss it. Sunday Night Confessions. I'll see if I can dig up something interesting to confess. But we will be in the mixer talking shit. If you ain't in there, we talk shit about you. I'm out.